As I'll ever be.
Okay, well, glad to see you're enthused. Okay. So the way Hannah, would like to start this would be on a Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what I want to know, what are y'all doing to prep for Taco Tuesday? Like, are you inviting people? Are you getting the gang together? I guess Joanne's making tacos. So, I guess I know that already, but like...
Yeah, Joanne's like setting the table,
Is it...
even though the table's gonna be gone in about 2 hours. She's making tacos.
I mean, is it like a day off? There's like still like school going
No,
on?
there's
like...
school happened. You know, you all know when you
happened.
get together for Taco Tuesday. I assume you guys get together
okay.
like
Right. Yeah.
5 p.m. or something for some tacos at Joanne/Johiro's abode.
Right.
I assume Angelo and Journey are hanging out already because they spend all of their time together.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know if the gang is all together, like, prior to
Well, that's
Taco
up to
Tuesday.
you guys. Do you want the gang to be with you when you have this Taco Tuesday?
I mean, I would say on any sort of like normal day, after school activities would probably include Angelo playing Pokemon Go on his phone.
I think we get all like the gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
So the gang is there. Check mark to the gang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Journey has invited their gang.
I think Joanne's like gotten used to this and is just like, okay, I'm gonna make a fuck ton.
So this is not a surprise to you.
Yeah. It's taking a while for Angelo to get there because he and Celia keep trying to take down every single gym that they come across.
Okay, so let's hold on. So there's this set of people who arrive, and then there's these two who arrive a little bit later. So Journey, Toby, Dexter, and Darren all show up together, and then Angelo and Celia show up together later.
They were lagging behind
because
a little bit.
You guys split apart from the gang who was walking to Joanne's house for some sick tacos, because you're like, that's a Team Valor, let's go beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Great. Any other people that you guys have invited to Taco Tuesday who should be here for this scene, or is it just the gang?
I would say at the nurse's office, like Angelo did invite Reigns, but
I think that's funny. So yeah, Reigns is also with you. I think that's really stupid and funny. That it's you and Celia and Reigns.
I think Joanne would have invited Ezra, but I don't think he's gonna show up.
Did you tell Ezra that Journey's gonna be there?
Probably, because it's supposed to be a family thing. It was only supposed to be Joanne and Journey, but it kind of just, like, I'm pretty sure she's talked about that, so I don't think Ezra's actually going to be there, but the offer stands.
Okay, if you've told him that Journey will be there, he won't... Unless you're going to tell me that you are going to actively make a check to convince him to show up to Taco Tuesday, no, he's not going to be there, because Journey freaks him out.
Fuck it, I'm gonna try.
Okay, so what I want you to do, our first roll, and it's to get Ezra to go to Taco Tuesday. That's where we're at. Okay, so I think for Vars and Rev, this is the first roll in Fate Core that you're about to witness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's how it works.
Core.
Here's how it works. This is also going to be me explaining things to y'all in between dialogue. So clearly these two characters would like different things. Ezra to not go to Taco Tuesday, in Ezra's case, and in Joanne's case, for Ezra to go to Taco Tuesday. So I'm going to have her make a rapport check. I'm not going to have him actively roll against her. She just has to basically beat his will score. This is a static sort of number she needs to reach.
Okay.
If this were more important, I would have him actively roll, but it's really not that important, so we're just going to set it. So you just have to beat a fair to successfully get Ezra to go to Taco Tuesday and exist here.
Alright.
Alright, make your rapport check, please.
Oh yeah!
Okay. You're so
So fair is 2?
Fair
the
is
same with
2,
this?
yes.
Okay.
She had to beat a 2. Okay. So what do you tell Ezra to get him to come to Taco Tuesday?
Okay.
Like, what have
Joanne's
you
like-
told him?
Joanne says, I know you never come to Taco Tuesday, but I swear to God, if you have anything you want on your tacos, I will make it. Just please show up.
So you beg him on your hands and knees to please come to Taco Tuesday. And he looks mildly uncomfortable before he's like, okay, please get up. And he like pulls you up off the floor. So sort of separate from everyone else, Ezra will also be at Taco Tuesday.
Yeah! Friends!
Perfect. Probably. Okay. So what time are y'all rolling up? Like, assuming that you guys are scheduled for like 5 o'clock.
I want to arrive early so that we, with Toby, Dexter, and Darren,
Mhm.
so that we can play Mario Kart on Johiro's big flat screen TV.
Are you bringing your Switch?
Yes.
Okay, so you have your Switch sort of in hand. You have Dextra and Darren and Toby behind you as you roll up early. You're like, how early?
I don't know, maybe like 45 minutes. Get a couple like rounds of fucking Mario Kart in.
You roll up to Johiro's home. 45 minutes before you're expected. Do you knock?
It's
No, I just tried to open the door.
I think at this point, Joanne just leaves the door open because otherwise Journey will smash a window to get in.
Hannah noting that Joanne just leaves the door open on Taco Tuesday.
45 minutes early.
At least an hour in advance. This will not be a problem. Okay, Joanne, you are standing in your kitchen, presumably violently, like, shoving some fucking taco meat around in a pan, getting that nice and hot and good to eat. When you just hear the door, like, violently get kicked open.
Yeah.
Because Journey doesn't understand subtlety. Like, do you say anything when you go in, or are you just like, boom?
No, I just like fling the door open. It like hits the wall, you know, like.
So you put a dent in the drywall. Some kind of monster.
Joanne shouts from the kitchen, Journey, I swear to God, take your shoes off before you get into the living room.
Who are the people who are here? Like, I'm sure they all know how to set up like the Switch, but who's like the best with like technology? Who would be like who could set up the Switch the fastest?
Toby would be least likely to break it, but also he is high as a kite, so he might just get lost in the sauce.
Okay, so
Angelo would, but he's lagging like 10 minutes.
Angelo or Celia could do it, but they're not here.
Journey will open the door violently, and
So you're minding your business, and then you just hear like the world's loudest noise.
Yes, and then Joanne's like, take off your shoes, and Journey ignores this and says, hey, Darren and Toby, can you set up the Switch? I'm gonna go get snacks. Come on, Dextra. And Journey will storm into the kitchen with shoes still on. Does the kitchen have a door? Is it like? Is
No,
there
the
a
kitchen
separate-
has like a nice like it's like an arch sort of thing from one room to the
Uh-huh.
next. See, this home it's very nice and Japanese style, and you see like several pairs of shoes are sitting in the sort of like little landing there because you're not supposed to wear shoes in Johiro's home, and he's going to beat the shit out of you, as you know, because you do this every week.
Yeah.
Like, you walk into the kitchen and Joanne can hear you saying she's on, she just looks dead inside.
Jody ignores this and says, "Hey, what kind of soda do you have, Joanne?"
Behind you, Dexter just goes, yeah, do you have any, like, Mountain Dew? I really want some.
I think Dad started getting Mountain Dew because you guys show up all the time. It should be under.
Code Red? Code
Huh.
Red, maybe? Some Mountain Dew Code Red?
Yeah, Code Red! Fuck!
I don't know, just check under the cabinet there.
Okay, Journey will check under the cabinet.
So,
for
Journey,
Mountain
you
Dew.
get down on your hands and knees to crawl under sort of into the cabinet because you big. Yeah, it's Code Red.
Fuck yeah!
You think Johiro would not get you Mountain Dew Code Red? He doesn't hate you.
Is it like cans or is it like a 2-liter?
It's
Code Red.
it's like a 2-liter.
Okay, Journey takes the whole thing.
Sort of Dexter like leans down and is like, is it just one?
Journey will look at Joanne. Just one?
Yeah, yeah, there's just one.
Oh, this won't do, Joanne.
Dexter looks you dead in the eye and says, go get more.
If I go to get more, then who's gonna cook the tacos?
We have 45 minutes.
Does
If
it
you
want
run,
us-
it'll only take 10 to get to the store.
I'm already cooking. If I stop now, I'll get
Joanne, if you don't go to get more soda, then we're gonna go and we're gonna steal it.
This is a good character building
And
interaction.
then you're gonna have to tell Uncle Joe Hero that we went and committed another crime because you wouldn't go to the store, 10-minute walk to get us more Mountain Dew.
Dexter sort of like is inspecting her nails. It's just like, yeah, you don't want to get in trouble with Daddy, do you?
What do you have like out? What do you feel already prepared? What do you have? Do you have anything out on like the table?
She's browning
Okay.
ground beef, so like veggies have been sliced, but
Okay.
Dexter just takes a piece of lettuce and puts it in her mouth.
Yeah, Journey starts like eating some like of the tomatoes that you cut up or whatever.
Oh my
What
god.
is wrong with you? From somewhere else in the house, you just hear Darren shout, "Fuck!" and then you hear like a loud like crashing noise.
Hey, that's not my Switch, right?
No, it's not the Switch!
Okay, but it's fine.
No, it's not fine, Joanne!
Joanne sets her starts to dance down and kind of hurries into the living room where they are.
Okay, so you come in here, you see Toby not helping Darren set up the Switch at all. The
Okay.
thing is, so you have a TV, right? You have a big ass TV, and then there's like a
Yes.
decorative like potted plant next, like right nearby the TV, near where the window is.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Darren fucking somehow managed to break it and has like cut open his hand and is bleeding violently. You have a white carpet.
Okay. Joanne runs back quickly, grabs a kitchen towel, comes back, presses that to Darren's hand, and she's like, "Okay, come on, let's go get the first aid
Oh.
kit."
I'm looking for Doritos. Is that your character or like you, Mark? I'm looking for Doritos.
Journey is now scouring through.
Okay, roll investigate.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to roll investigate. Joanne, I want you to roll, Are you like trying to fix him, or you just like stop bleeding out by fucking
I have a question about rolling in this.
Yes.
So if I do not have a plus to anything, can I just do like the +0 off of my skills?
Yes,
thing?
just roll it mediocre. Okay,
Okay,
so
I need to turn interactive dice on.
no, this one doesn't have like the like funky dice because sad face.
Oh.
Yeah, but so Journey, you're looking around for Doritos. You're not really sure like that the cabinets are real.
Okay.
So you like pull on like the drawer one. Okay, so here's what happens. You are like, I want to find some Doritos, and you open every single drawer, and you just like leave it open because you're an asshole. They all contain utensils, you know, cooking equipment, that kind of thing. Yeah, you look through all the drawers. There's no Doritos in any of the drawers.
Hey, Joanne, you have any Doritos?
Are there Doritos here? I don't
You tell me, Megan.
Okay.
This is you live here.
You're right. Yeah, did you check on top of the cabinet? The big one.
What cabinet?
Journey doesn't believe in
The
cabinets.
big one with the canned goods.
Journey opens this about to do and like takes a sip directly from it and says, I don't see it!
You like in the background you hear Darren crying. Darren is like crying a little bit because he got a hand wound.
How bad is Darren's hand wound?
It's not. It's not really that bad. It's just like
is it like, can we slap a band-aid on it and make it better, or?
You might have to like get one of the really big band-aids, but like he should be fine.
Okay.
It's just bleeding a lot because it's a hand wound.
Yeah, okay. Darren's gonna like dab that with some peroxide and then like slap a band-aid on that.
Okay, you tend to Darren while Journey makes a mess of your cabinets.
Journey will continue to make a mess of Joanne's cabinets for like a couple minutes and then come back out and be like, I can't find the Doritos. Oi, what happened to Darren?
Pardon the intrusion,
So,
but somebody left the door open, so
in the background,
everyone.
so Joanne, you're standing there. Angelo's greeted you. Journey, you hear another voice that you actually recognize. Joanne, you don't recognize this person, but it's a man, and he says, "Oh, they're all fucking stupid."
Who are?
So you come around the corner to see who's walked into your house. You know what Rains looks like. That person's here now. You've never seen... Well, you've seen him like twice in your life.
Joanne, this is Rains.
Okay, well... Alright. I take... Okay, I need to...
Heard there were gonna be some delicious tacos.
Yeah, something like that. Why is he bleeding?
Darren, why are you bleeding?
Darren, who's sort of like gently rubbing the band-aid, like sadly, is just like, broke Joanne's potted plant trying to plug in the switch.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. Angela goes over and like fiddles with the switch.
You start fiddling with it, and Celia's like, "No, idiot, you're gonna fuck it up. Move over." And she bodily shoves you out of the way.
All right.
And she starts fiddling with the switch instead. In the kitchen, you hear sort of a lot of banging, clanging around. Then you hear Dextra scream at the top of her lungs, "I found the Doritos!"
Fuck yeah!
And then there's like more clanging and banging around of like wooden cabinets, and then she comes running in holding like 2 bags of Doritos over her head. And she shouts, "Yeet!" and chucks it at you, Journey.
Do I need to roll the catch the Doritos, or can I just catch the Doritos? I am
can...
holding like an open 2-liter of
So I guess let's make an athletics check. I don't know. Okay, so you remember you have the cap to the bottle in your other hand, and you put that on the bottle, and then you catch it with your hand like a normal person.
Yeet.
So Rains watches this happen, and he just turns and starts walking toward the door.
Bye, Rains!
Angelo goes, wait. Like,
Oh, why am I waiting?
they're a lively group of people. It'll be fine. Don't you want to, like, at least have something to eat before you go?
I mean, we're 40 minutes early from my understanding, so if there's any food, it's remarkable.
I mean, they got Doritos.
He sort of
Flavor
shifts
is-
side to side on his feet there before he says, "Give me the Cool Ranch ones."
Yeah, like one bag's Cool Ranch and the other one's like nacho cheese, the original.
You got it.
Journey will eat the Cool Ranch Doritos to Rains, but like it's not like in a way that makes it really hard to catch.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Rains watches the bag fly and does not make any movement to catch it. And it sort of slaps into the wall with like a crunching noise, and he watches it fall to the ground. He just looks back at you and says, "Are you a fucking idiot?"
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And then he looks at you, Angelo, and says, "Why do you hang out with them?"
I mean, they're fun. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fun, Rains.
Mm-hmm. Next to you, sort of, Dexter, like, pops open the bag of nacho cheese Doritos, and then when you look back at Rains, he's holding the bag of nacho cheese. Or, not nacho cheese, the Cool Ranch Doritos,
Mhm.
seemingly with magic, but that's fine.
He's got lightning fast
he's-
Dorito picking up reflexes.
Yeah, Angelo, you were watching him the whole time, and you, like, know, so you know he, like, just used his stand to get it, because that's what he's using his stand for these days.
Like,
You watch
I
sort of
saw
a
the
blue
giant
hand
ghost.
sort of ghostly appear on, like, near the ground and, like, toss him the bag of chips.
mm-hmm.
Journey, you continue to be oblivious. Joanne, you're in the kitchen. Or tending to Darren's hand or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, like I think she's
Mhm.
finished tending to Darren's head. She's just like, hey, I'm gonna go make sure the ground beef doesn't burn.
Yeah, he's like, hey, thanks, sorry. And, like, just sort of, like, rubs his hand, embarrassed and sad because he hurt himself.
Aw.
Hey, you gonna show up Thursday for tutoring?
He sort of, like, glances around the new room sort of nervously. He's like, yeah. Celia loudly goes, "Ha! You need tutoring?" And he
You
sort
can't
of
go to
cringes
tutoring
up.
on Thursday. We have to hang out.
I want to, like, not be held back a grade.
Why not? Who cares?
He sighs. She says, it's fine. I'll still be able to hang out. Just, I also need to do my homework.
It's not like the homework's hard or anything.
Celia's like, yeah, fucking idiot. She chucks something at his head. And by something, I mean it's a chip. It's one of the chips she took from Dextra.
Journey will like sit on the couch in a way that takes up like half of it and say, "Just don't do the homework, idiot."
He looks uncomfortable and he says, "Well, I haven't been doing the homework, so I'm about to get held back a grade."
Journey, You do know if he gets good grades that, like, it looks more impressive for your gang, right? I'm gonna try and talk that, right?
Yeah, you know what? Hash that out.
Can I?
I don't want roles. I want you to actively convince Journey that this is a good idea.
What do I care about grade? What are we doing that involves grades? Joanne?
Well, think about it. If you, it's not necessarily the grades, but the smarter and the more knowledge you have, the better prepared you are to do actual crime. That takes planning and expertise.
Don't need planning and expertise to smash into cars' windows.
And Celia says, and you're not gonna learn how to fucking smash in a car's windows by writing an essay, so...
Besides, I mean, I don't need some sort of card with a bunch of letters to say that I'm smart.
Card with a bunch of Hey, Angela, you hit your head or something? Do you mean words?
You mean, like... No, I mean, like... Okay, our society's educational system is...
Okay, we're talking about society. Angela, you don't know fucking shit about society. Sit down.
Listen, whatever, like, A's or B's or whatever, it doesn't matter whatever's on my report card. I kind of know I'm smarter than all of them anyway. And I think... and I think that's why Journey gets it. Like... Like, why should Journey have to be part of this, like, stupid school system anyway? Like...
You're so smart, Angela.
Joanne just, like, puts her head in her hands and she's just like, fucker, I need to go tacos.
Journey, when they say that, will look at, like, Angelo is, like, the light of their life. So...
Behind Angelo, Rains loudly crunches on a Dorito, looking like he wants to die. So...
Angelo just kind of, like, shrugs and puts his hands up. It's like, so why don't we do something better with our time and play some Mario Kart?
Yeah!
Question for Angelo, did he take his shoes off when he was supposed to?
He did.
Okay. Joe Hero will not beat the shit out of him.
They're by the door. they're by the door.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They might be, like... You know how, like, it'll get, like the door frame will kind of get caught? Because, like, because there's a foot there. That's where his shoes are, though.
Wow.
If someone tries to, like, close the door, it's gonna get caught or something.
So, you have made yourself the biggest inconvenience.
Yeah, for people, like, exiting or leaving or trying to, like, use the door.
Wow. So you guys start setting up to play Mario Kart. Rains continues to, like, just stand there and not participate, besides apparently he's going to eat this entire bag of Cool Ranch Doritos by himself and not share. Darren is, like, kind of sulking, I think, just sort of sitting on the couch, like, on the other end from where Journey's taking up, like, 5 seats. With, like,
Journey will offer Darren Mountain Dew.
He sort of, like, looks at it and looks at you and says, didn't you, like, put your mouth on that?
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine.
He sort of, like, looks at you for a second, and then he takes it from you, and he gets up, and he gets a cup. And he comes back with, like, a cup with some ice in it, and he pours himself a drink, and he hands you the open bottle back and just says, knock yourself out.
Okay, fine. Be like that. And Journey will chug some of the Mountain Dew.
So you chug some of the Mountain Dew, disgustingly. Like a monster. So you guys set up. You have a good time playing some Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
It is mostly Journey and Dextra swearing at the screen while Celia violently destroys them at Mario Kart. And it's mostly Celia and Angelo sort of having a battle of who can win between them, and then there's Dexter and Journey having a battle of who can be the worst. So about 30 minutes go by, and then you hear a sort of like funky, like a little knock at the front door. And by you, I mean the people in the living room, because Joanne is in like the other side of the house.
Hey, Reigns, will you get the door?
No.
We're in the middle of a match.
Sucks then. He
Come
says.
on, man. It's like 5 steps.
Yeah. Rough, ain't it? He says, taking another large crunch of a fucking Dorito.
Hey, Joanne, someone's at the door.
There's like,
Hey, don't you dare throw that blue shell!
Don't fucking tell me what to do, says Celia, doing the thing you told her to not do.
No!
Get fucked, loser, she says, winning the match.
Joanne, like, because it's like 15 minutes early, so like she was about to put like taco shells like in the oven to warm them. So like she quickly takes off her oven mitts and then like not quite runs, not quite jogs to the door because like
So you speed walk to the door.
yeah she speed walks and she opens the door.
The door can't open Angelo's
Yeah,
shoes in the
so
way.
you try to open the door and there's just like noises, and then you look down and Angela's shoes are like in the way and like stop the door, and you
They're
hear
wedged into the
you
door.
hear the familiar voice of Ezra on the other side of the door just go, "Oh, are you okay?"
Yeah, okay. Angelo, for fuck's sake, you know not to put your shoes here! That's what the cubbies are for! And she moves them.
So you move Angelo's shoes and put them in a cubby. He'll never find them.
He's gonna lock home about his shoes.
So you put
Every
his shoes where
week,
they go.
brings the table and Angelo loses his shoes.
And Joanne loses her faith in humanity. So you invite Ezra in. He's just sort of like, "Oh, okay, hi."
Okay, I know I just said it was going to be Journey, Angelo, and Journey's gang, but they invited somebody else, our school nurse. So please, like, just, it'll be fine. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Maybe. It's
Don't
okay.
make assumptions about me. Says Rains, literally standing like 3 feet behind you.
Okay,
Ezra looks intimidated.
Hey, Ezra, you want to come hang out in the kitchen?
Do we know who Ezra is?
You've never met him, but if you've ever talked to Joanne for a prolonged period of time, he's
No, I
probably come
haven't.
up. Well, then you have no idea who the fuck this person is.
Hey, Joanne, who's that?
Joanne?
So, okay, let me sort of describe to you guys what you see appear. So Joanne opens the door, and this man sort of ducks a little bit to get into the home. He's a big boy. He is dirty-sized. As in, he's like 6'3". He is not built like a brick shithouse, though. He sort of strikes you as like he's like a beanpole man. You notice a few things about him pretty immediately. First of all, when you hear him talk, he talks with like a pretty bad stutter, and it appears to be continuous. He looks fucking exhausted and like he craves death. He has like fun, funky dyed hair that he sort of has swept over one side of his face, and the other half of it is sort of pulled back in this like ponytail that comes down to like the middle of his shoulders.
Mhm.
Despite his size, he carries himself very timidly and seems just like he's really not sure if he wants to be here or not. So I'm going to go ahead and put Ezra into everyone's journals because you have met him now.
Ye-
I will do the same for your boy Rains. God bless him.
God bless.
There you go. You've all met each other. So you both yell loudly, hey Joanne, who's that? You watch Ezra sort of like, he like leans backward from the noise. He's like, so these are your, friends?
Everyone, this is okay. That's Angelo, Journey, October, Dextra, Darren, and Celia. That's Rains. This is Ezra. He's my friend. We talk about photography and stuff.
Hey man, cool hair. You want to play Mario Kart?
Now, Journey
Uh-huh.
puts hand on your shoulder. You are a person with a reputation.
Uh-huh.
I think you don't need to make a check to understand that this man knows of your reputation and is very intimidated by you.
Ideal.
You say, hey man, nice hair, do you want to play some Mario Kart? And he looks like he's about to piss himself in fear that you're addressing him. He goes, what?
You want to play some fucking Mario Kart?
He kind of like looks to Joanne for like, what do I say?
Hey, Ezra, do you wanna come help me in the kitchen real quick?
He looks between Journey and Joanne in like a panic. He's like,
Journey, you know, I just need an extra hand in the kitchen. That's a bullshit lie. That is a really bullshit lie. Joanne can't lie to save her life. But she's
I
making
guess
an
it's up to
attempt,
Mars if Joanne is successful in convincing Journey that she needs help to make tacos.
I would say, well, I don't think Journey like cares, but Journey like looks at. She said this like kind of frantically, I suppose. So Journey is just like staring at Joanne, like, what was happening?
In the background, Rains loudly crunches on Dorito to punctuate the stupidity of this scenario. A weird silence falls over the room. So everybody's like chilling
Yes.
in like a moment of silence, and then for the first time this entire evening, like fucking goddamn October speaks up and he says, "Where would you find the Sea of Tranquility?"
What?
What?
Where would you find the Sea of Tranquility?
Hey, Rains, mind if I have some of those Doritos?
Yeah, sure, says Rains, offering you, like, he tilts the bag in your direction as October is looking around the room with utmost intensity.
I like when we go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m. That's pretty tranquil, right?
He looks like he has to consider before he says, I mean, it's not the answer to the trivia question, but, like, yeah.
Loudly crunches a Dorito.
So Angelo starts
I mean-
conspicuously eating a Dorito.
Okay, out of character, Joanne is a moron, guys. So Joanne goes, I don't know, if it's the C of tranquility, wouldn't it come after the B of something else?
Joanne, I'm gonna punch you. Jody starts climbing over the couch.
No, wait.
Okay. Are we really gonna do this?
I guess Mario Kart's over.
So Journey puts down their controller and like Dexter goes over the finish line. It's like, yeah, wait, what? And watches you like jump like vaulting the back of the couch to go attack Joanne.
Jody, before they clamber over the back of the couch and they toss their Switch joystick to the fucking Joy-Con to Ezra so that Ezra can play Mario Kart.
He like fumbles with it. He's like, ah! And he's like, what are you doing?
Jody. Wait, let's.
Are we like? Oh, hold on. Do I need to set up for a conflict? Like, are you going to try to beat the shit out of Joanne?
I feel like Jody would not beat the shit out of her per se, but Jody will like hit Joanne.
Okay. So I'm not going to set up for a conflict then, but we will have a contest to see if you successfully hit Joanne with your fist. Presuming that Joanne's not going to just stand there and take it.
Can I just like tackle her?
Alright.
Okay, I have no shot in hell at this, but can I, like, roll physique just to, like, not get pummeled down, like, stand tall?
So, okay, you're electing to not dodge. Intriguing. So,
I have athletics.
I would like contesting physique rolls. So, Journey, you vault over the back of this couch and you go in and like Joanne just plants her feet and just like, so you go in for the tackle, so you've got like your arms out and like she just like puts both arms up and you don't realize like the angle you're going at and she like hits you like right in the fucking like diaphragm and you're like and you start choking, but like you don't knock her over, but you don't take any damage. You just sort of embarrassed yourself in front of this scared man and Reigns. In the background,
I'm not gonna roll this, but like I'm gonna pop the stunt that I took. I'm not actually using it. I just
you just want to show it off. That's yeah. So
she just does. I just wanted to put it out there because like she doesn't look like she could handle anything.
So, Journey, you get sort of elbowed in the diaphragm, sort of your own fault a little bit. In the background, you hear Celia just start losing her shit. Like, literally, she's pointing and laughing at you.
Now Journey looks like they will, in fact, beat the shit out of
So I need to set up for a conflict.
Yes!
Okay. I would like everyone to roll notice to determine your turn order. Okay. You're all bad at this. So, okay, I need to remember the keyboard shortcut to add people to initiative, because I don't want to have to right-click on everybody. I'm too lazy for this. Let me look. I'm assuming there's a shortcut. Hold on. This is going about as well as I expected. Just so we're all clear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah. Well, I can't find it at the moment, which means I have to do things old school. So, okay, allow me to just... Wow, we're really doing it. It's been an hour, and we're already in the, in our first sort of battle here. So, alright. Add turn, add turn, add turn. I think Ezra should be in the conflict since he's right there. He also doesn't have anything to notice, so yeah, sounds about right. Add turn. I think everyone else at the moment is a bit distracted.
Playing Mario Kart.
Playing Mario Kart. Well, Dexter's playing Mario Kart and will not help either side. Toby is high as a kite and talking about trivia facts that no one's paying attention to and is not going to get into the fight. I think Darren isn't super chill with what's happening. That you're about to assault Joanne, who is going to give him tacos. So he will get involved. Oh, Darren's on it. Darren's on it. Okay, and then Ezra's also here, so he's standing 2 feet away. Reigns isn't going to do anything, because he's Reigns. Okay, so Journey... What's up?
Is Celia part of it?
No, she's watching, and is not going to help one side or the other. She's here for the entertainment.
Good or and the show.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you vault over the back of the couch, this all happens, and Darren, he gets up, and he sort of also vaults the couch to come stop you. Journey, and he will actually, like, grab, like, your arm and be like, Journey, come on, that's your cousin, cut it out. So he's going to attempt to stop you physically from beating the shit out of Joanne. So, yeah, I guess this would be a grapple check for him. So how do you want to avoid this, sort of? He's trying to grab you.
Can I just, like, pull away? Grab?
Yeah, let's do opposing like... physique checks.
Okay.
Okay, so he goes in to grab you, but you are a little buffer than Darren. So he like grabs you like on the arm and you just yank your arm away and like look at him fiercely. And he's like, "Okay, like seriously, can we not? But you're not a good listener." So Ezra's walked in and immediately everything's gone to shit.
I mean, that's what's been happening for the past hour, so you know.
So he sort of gauges the room for a second. However, he's gonna concede. So, Ezra watches this happen, he just drops the remote and leaves the fucking house. Because he can't deal with this. He just says, "It was good seeing you, Joanne!" And he books it. Journey! It is your turn.
I don't think that, like, I want to, like, straight up punch Joanne, but can I, like, pin her on, like, the ground, like, try and do that? Because, like, Jordy is also, like, you know, she's my cousin, in a little shit, but don't really pummel the shit out of her. But like, she also did just embarrass me in front of my gang, so I have
And
to
your
like
crush.
rough her up a little bit.
Yeah, she did
and
embarrass
my
you.
crush.
In front of your crush and two people you don't know that well. Rains already didn't take you seriously, and now your pride is wounded. Okay. Sure, you can make a physique check. Joanne, what are you gonna do to not let that happen to you?
I think she's gonna try and like not like pull away, like not like avoid this grapple check that's about to happen.
Okay, physique versus athletics.
Okay. I don't have athletics, so mediocre. Motherfucker!
Wow, okay. Journey, you succeed with style. So, for those uninformed, a success with style basically means you fucked the other person up so good that you get an extra little thing. So with a 4-shift success here, all you need for a success with style is a 3-shift success. So if you had rolled a 0, you would still be good. But you get a boost, which is like an aspect, but it is temporary, and after you invoke it once, it is gone forever. So please, if you will open your character sheet, do you see where the aspects are?
Yeah.
Then you will see, to the right of that, boosts and situation aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Please hit add and then name your boost. What does your boost look like? What is the extra little something something you get for, like, fucking getting Joanne into a full Nelson?
Is it like situation? Like
Yes, it applies to this
it.
current situation.
Could it just be something with the fact that I definitely weigh like fucking way more?
Yeah,
than
so you
Joanne,
could be like, So you could give yourself the, like, a boost that sort of is the fact that you have her completely pinned down, basically. You know, you could just name it, like, Full Nelson or something.
What is full Nelson? What is that?
So it's a wrestling hold.
That's what I thought it might be.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically put both of your arms under the other person's arms and then bring it back around so both of your hands are on the back of their neck so they can't move. I'll get an image. Yeah, oh, this is a fun one. This is a good expression for a person to have. So you see how the grinning white man has the poor black man immobilized. And it's really hard to get out of considering that, gestures. And since you're bigger than her, that's extra not easy.
Okay, we'll go with that because that's funny. Do I just like name it and then
Just name it and then where it says like invocations or whatever, like free, it says, just put like a 1.
A 1. Okay. Then I think it's. Oh, there we go. Okay.
You've done it. Okay. Angelo Journey has Joanne in a full Nelson in the middle of the hallway. Ezra just bailed this whole get together. Rains is watching, seemingly not caring.
I mean, I'm also like by the Cool Ranch Dorito bags, just like.
So you're standing next to Rains, mutually consuming.
Yeah. Where is actually, if I could ask this out of character, do we know where Joe Hero is right now?
He is probably at work right now.
Oh, okay. He's out of the
He's
house.
out.
Right?
He's out. You could call him, I guess, and like tattle.
But he's like not gonna be there anytime soon.
He's
or
probably
anything.
not gonna
He's
be
probably
here
not.
for another hour.
Okay, good to know. Just outside contact.
You can call him if you want to.
Angela's kind of like he's kind of hoping this doesn't get too out of hand, but he kind of like nudges Rain's like, well, if anything like gets too out of hand, like at least you're here, right?
He kind of shrugs a little bit. Angelo, I want you to roll me notice, please.
Okie dokie.
Oh god, I hear like the noise twice. Yeah, that'll do it. So, you watch him sort of shrug his shoulders and he says, as long as they don't get too carried away. And when he says that, you see two ghostly hands appear and sort of flash in front of his face for a second. And you know what that means. Do you, Rem, know what that means? Because Angelo knows what it means.
Yes.
You, Rem, know what that means. And he sort of goes a little bit pale. But unfortunately, things have been set in motion that cannot be stopped. So, Joanne, you are in a full Nelson with Journey sort of holding you down. You are sitting here. Your good friend Ezra, he's gone. So you're sort of sitting there in this full Nelson, really being like sort of jerked around here. You're pretty sure Journey's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And Joanne, something a little weird happens.
Oh shit.
Something a little weird happens. Because you are... So what are you thinking in this scenario? Like, what's going through your brain?
I'm pretty sure the following sentence followed by like it's just shit, and then this is followed by like I'm pretty sure Joanne hasn't been beaten up by Journey at least once, so she knows this is gonna end badly. So she's trying to think of ways she could get out of this.
Okay, you're trying to think of ways to get out of here. So what's going through your brain is you just want Journey to like just get off of you, is what you're thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't want to hurt Journey. She just wants to get out of this and like leave until this like simmers down a bit.
So you're sort of freaking out because you know you're going to get the shit beaten out of you and it's happened before and you don't want it to happen again. Please God, no. And so you're sort of flailing with this sort of single-minded like, I need to get out of here, I need Journey to get off of me. And you all hear a voice that does not belong to Joanne. And it says in this sort of gurgly, distorted kind of voice, "Get off of me!" And, we're gonna make some rolls.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Oh shit!
Journey.
Yes.
You are sort of... I mean, that happened... And then something starts to occur that you don't have an immediate explanation for.
Uh-huh.
In that... So you're standing, like, behind Joanne, and then, like, behind you, you feel a hand on your shoulder. Except that's definitely not a human hand. And sort of as you glance at it, you see it has 5 fingers, yes, but they're purple and too long and deformed and bony. And as you sort of start to turn around, you see this thing, which you've seen before.
Lovely little creature.
It is not little, I'm afraid.
Lovely big creature, smiley face.
It is sort of hunched over in this kind of grotesque way where you can see all of the little knots in its spine as it sort of cranes its face down to get in your face, and it says, "Get off of me." And it's gonna try to wrestle you off of Joanne.
Oh. Well.
So, how would you like to resist this thing about to grab you in its big bony hands?
Can I like yeet Joanne away from you?
Well, you know what? I will take that as you conceding the fight. You don't want to keep fighting, you're done.
I want to wait. Yes, is.
Because if you yeet Joanne away from you, you're sort of giving up your conflict with her. And the situation will diffuse. So, okay. You concede this fight. You are not going to throw any more punches. You're good. Please take a fate point.
Like, I get one?
Yeah, you get one. For conceding.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how fate points work.
That's okay. It'll come up later, probably. So you just sort of... you yeet Joanne away from you forcibly.
I would like to yeet Joanne away from me forcibly. Probably got her away, maybe a little into the kitchen, and say, "What the fuck is that?"
So Journey will not be fighting anymore. So you shout, "What the fuck is that?" And Joanne, you can. You know that this is a thing that's going on. You can see it with your eyeballs. Angelo, you can see it with your eyeballs. It is hunched over, sort of standing there, hovering over Journey quite menacingly. It does seem like it intends Journey harm. Sort of, you scream.
Jump Dorito on the ground.
Reigns, is also sort of a little bit dumbfounded. Sort of next to Journey a little bit, Darren just says, "What are you... Huh?" And he sort of looks at you with a lot of concern and is like, Journey, you good? And he sort of like goes to like put a hand on your shoulder, like comfortingly.
I have a question about like real quick relating to combat or conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Conflicts, because I'm assuming that this is like the where we can't do anything if it's not.
Correct, but we are not in a conflict anymore because you conceded, and no one else is intending to fight, I don't think.
Okay. The thing was just still up, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just had to get rid of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, is Light like still like is?
Oh yeah, it's still like looming over you. It's like breathing raggedly, and it's like sort of starting to lean in towards you again.
What's the kitchen? Like, you have a little or something, or like, what's going on in your kitchen, Joanne?
I don't know what's going on in your kitchen, Joanne. You have been shoved into your kitchen away from this thingy that sort of showed up, and your back was toward it, but you definitely heard something talking to Journey.
I think the kitchen it's I think it's got like similar to how Hitchcock Shorty, where it's like there's counters on that make it all like an island, a little kitchen.
So an island, one could say.
Wait, are they in the kitchen right now?
Journey's into the
Oh, stumbled into the kitchen.
To get the fuck away from the thingy.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, Journey is going to ignore Darren for now because there is probably the actually genuinely scariest thing Journey has seen in their life.
Oh,
Right,
this
okay.
thing is terrifying. I can confirm for you. It is not quite your height, but you do note that it is hunched over, so it probably might be.
He's gonna get away from it. Journey is going to yeet them over the kitchen on the other side of it from this thing, probably knocking over like all of Joanne's like taco prep.
Okay. So, you default the counter and knock down like a tray full of like taco shells and fucking like condiments, which spill all over the floor. Angelo, you're still out here with the thing. And you can just hear it breathing as it sort of looks around like.
And I kind of. I mean, he's.
And it
he's
just does
dropped
that
the
for like a
Dorito.
minute. I just want to know what Angelo's sort of reaction is here first.
Angelo is going to grab the kind of like look over to Reigns, like, wait, that's a stand.
Yeah, that's a stand, he says, dropping the bag of Doritos on the floor.
Can they talk like that? Like,
I don't fucking know, he says. And sort of as you guys are like talking.
I mean, you're like the only.
You guys are sort of muttering amongst yourselves, and this thing looks at you. Or at least you think it does, because you can't see its eyes, but it sort of slowly turns its head in your direction, still kind of like breathing laboredly. What you do?
Can your stand like check if it's hostile or something?
No.
Should we attack it?
I don't know. Whose stand is it?
I don't know. It seems to be like moving on its own.
Is it a remote control stand?
I don't know. Yours is the only other one I've seen. I don't.
Fuck, why can't you know things? Rain says, rolling up the sleeves to his jacket. Okay.
There's gonna be some, like, bubbles forming behind him. And
okay. So let's take a...
No one else can see these, right?
Let's take a pause on that situation, and let's look back to where Journey and I guess Joanne are sort of huddled behind the island in the kitchen. Like, are you peeking to see what's going on? Like, what are y'all doing back there?
Journey did it like he did over it, not with the intention of hiding behind it, but with the intention of just being them.
Okay, so you jumped over it and you did super good.
Joanne's gonna look behind her because she doesn't know what's going.
Okay, great. You look behind her and you see that fucking thing, and it is still sort of crouched there like a feral creature. You're watching it where it is watching Reigns and Angelo. You sort of are watching its sort of long lavender tail is like sort of rattling. It's making rattling noises like a snake. It seems to be sort of doing something, you're not quite sure. You're also noticing that, like, suddenly Angelo looks like he's sort of, like, covered in soap. So you're not really sure what that's about. Reigns is sort of rolling up his sleeves. Make me a notice check.
Okay.
You and Journey can both make this notice check. Journey, you're also seeing all this shit, because I'm assuming you're still looking at the thingy.
Yes.
Joanne's a little preoccupied.
Okay, Joanne.
So is Jordy, I suppose.
Lord in heaven. Okay. So you both are just sort of looking at this thing and you're like, what the fuck? Kind of Darren still looks a little lost because you just jumped over the fucking island of the kitchen and he's just like, dude. You're acting really weird. And he sort of gives you like a weird look, but he kind of goes back over to the sort of couch where everyone else is. They are not reacting to this at all.
Okay.
What's the plan, fellas?
What's the plan?
You sort of
Right.
have this
Um,
feral creature that is sort of squatted here in the middle of Joanne's hallway, rattling like a snake and sort of looking between the lot of you.
okay.
I think. Go ahead.
And like mutter to Reigns, like, I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it's a good one.
What is it?
So you taught me whenever a stand is damaged, it damages the user.
Yeah. You're gonna fucking punch it?
No. But like, what if we just like throw something at it and like, whoever also reacts the same way is the stand user?
Well, considering you said that and Unhappy Refrain didn't do anything, it won't get us killed. But that is the shittiest idea. So you're gonna do it. Not me.
Okay then.
Journey's gonna 'cause Journey doesn't know Steam.
Yeah.
So they interact with regularly. They're going to yell, "What the fuck? What? Why are you guys just playing Mario Kart?"
Okay. You start yelling at your friends, and like they all just stop the game and look at you like you've gone crazy. They look at you like you've grown a second head. And fucking Celia just says, "The fuck you talking about?"
Silly thing in the middle of the living room, and not just Reigns.
Reigns sort of like
While they're
Reigns just like rolls his eyes a little bit and says, "You're making a fool of yourself, Journey." And so they all like look. Your gang kind of looks amongst themselves for a second in confusion. For they all kind of look back at you, and Dexter says, "You okay, man? Do you want to like sit down?"
No, like Journey will gesture like violently to where a light is. Like hello.
They all
While
sort
this
of
is
look toward where you're gesturing, and Celia says, "It's fucking rude to say about Angelo, okay? I know he looks like fucking horseshit that's been absolutely just dragged through a sewer out into a swamp, but you don't have to say it."
I think terrified. This is not something she's prepared for. She's seen her headstand, but I don't know if she'd immediately click to this as a stand, especially in a moment of panic.
Yeah?
out of context, is this the first time Joanne's summoned Xenolite?
Correct. She has no idea what the fuck this thing is.
Okay, alright. While
So
this is
Angela's
happening,
grand plan is to chuck something at it.
yeah, and so while this is happening, a like bubbly hand like rises next to the broken pot,
Mm-hmm.
the shattered Joanne's like shattered like vase
Potted plant, yeah.
thingy that the thingy that and takes like one of like the smaller shards and then kind of like disappears.
Okay, I want a notice roll from Journey and Joanne to see if you sort of catch this happening. And okay, you're still okay.
Dang.
So let's Joanne, you're just sort of like locked in this like paralysis, looking at this fucking thingy. Journey, you were sort of looking at your gang while you were talking, and you see out of the corner of your eye some fucking like little creepy hand just come up and like snag some shit and like just go away. This fucking house is haunted.
It's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
At this point, even October is looking at you a little weird. Journey just says, "Did you do some shit you shouldn't have done?"
Every day of my life, Toby!
You know what I mean? Like, are you tripping? It was the Mountain Dew Code Red, wasn't it? That's just the effect Mountain Dew Code Red has on people.
It's not the Mountain Dew, man! Come on!
Journey, you 100% know you just saw a fucking little bubbly hand. Looked very cleanly. Ghost of cleanliness. Mr. Clean's hand just came up and stole some fucking pot fragments. Right off the floor!
Journey acknowledges that the bubble hand is occupied with the fucking gremlin in the middle of the room because it's terrible.
Okay, so the gremlin in the middle of the room, it's sort of like crouched there, and you see it sort of roll its weight kind of forward and starts to like stand up. When it is standing,
Sit back.
when it is standing, this thing, it's not that it's sort of next to the door. It's about the same size as the door, right?
Ooh,
when it stands up all the way. And so it's about the same size as Journey. Because it is like hunched over, but you get the feeling if it stood up straight, it'd be a bit more intimidating. However, even though it's sort of standing, you can sort of see its like fingers kind of like drag on the floor. As it lets its arms kind of like hang and dangle to either side. You note that it doesn't have any feet. They just sort of end in these weird little stilt-like nubs. And its whole body is just sort of this patchwork Frankenstein-looking thing. And its tail has this huge sort of barb on the end. And there's this kind of glowing contraption on it that is letting out this sort of gentle light. But the thing you, I think, are all sort of focused on right now is its face, or more specifically its mouth, which is just full of razor-sharp teeth.
Ooh.
Because it's opening its mouth as it sort of starts to take a step toward the kitchen. And it pretty clearly says, Joanne.
I think Joanne bolts. I think Joanne bolts. Like, this is like the Joe Star tactic passed down.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. At this point, like a bubbly hand, like behind Angelo's back, has like given Angelo like the pot shard.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like mutters. Well, here he goes. Can you like keep an eye to like see who it is?
Okay. Rain's is sort of
And
like
then
looking around.
Angelo like takes a breath, like he's inhaling and he's exhaling, and there's like a few orange sparks. Like but he's trying to hold his hand like behind his back, drops it, and there's some like orange sparks kind of traveling down to his hand, and like a quarter or something, he's gonna Hamon flick the pot shard at Olight's like forearm.
I love how unnecessary. Like, you could have just thrown it.
Oh yeah, I should have just thrown it, but no, he's gonna like
roll Hamon.
like sneakily
roll me Hamon.
Roll the Hamon. All right.
Roll Hamon skill to see if you. Olight's not really trying to dodge, but it's not a good like shot. So you sort of do this, and you like cough, and then like it sort of gets a little wonky for a second. But you do get an important piece of information. You see, as you kind of cough and your breathing gets interrupted, that like the shard sort of phases through Olight's body before you can get your breathing back to normal. At which point, sort of, it seems to hurt the stand, and you sort of hear it make this like ungodly like yelping noise, probably just because you startled it.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne, you're not sure why, but suddenly your arm is bleeding?
I think she yelled pretty loudly because she's terrified right now, and she is just fucking bold.
Okay, where are you going? Because you're in your kitchen right now, and I can't imagine the kitchen is like hooked up to a back door because the front door is right there.
How many doors are there to the kitchen? Because instinct's gonna be to.
I mean, it's the kitchen, so I think there is another door that probably like leads out to like a living room and like the stairs, you know? So.
Oh, is this a 1-story or 2-story?
It's a 2-story building.
Like, 2-story building. Okay.
So the door is closed right now because you were cooking, obviously. But you could go there. It would lead you to sort of the stairs up. You know, there's like a door to the bathroom.
Okay, given that. Yeah. I think she's going to try to get around this thing quickly and go for the front door. I think she just wants out of the journey. She wants to get away from whatever the fuck this thing is. Her arm is bleeding, and that's just...
Yeah, that's really normal.
Yeah, that's very normal.
Did ever notice that her started bleeding?
Megan said she sort of like almost like screamed out of just like shock and confusion, so I think it's pretty easy to figure it out. And the stand just said her name, so
yeah,
you have that. Journey, this thing just creepily like growled Joanne's name at her, and then you saw fucking Angelo yeet a thing at it like the beautiful, brave, courageous, sexy man he is. The love of your life right there.
Well, okay, if he fight, we fight. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna go back over the island.
So, okay, you fall back over the island. What are you doing? Joanne's trying to, like, run past this thing. Are you just, like, going in? Like...
Yeah!
Are you going to try to use pieces at all?
I'm gonna try to just punch it regular.
Okay, stop. So let's have this scene happen. So okay, Angela, you eat this thing and you're like, okay, we figured it out. Joanne looks like she's gone into a panic and she's starting to run towards you,
Mhm.
but Journey barrels past Joanne with a big, like, left hook in the making. And you watch as Journey goes in. They would have landed this punch perfectly if the stand weren't incorporeal. And just, they phase right through it and sort of have a fun little, like, dance with the ground. They don't quite fall over, but they were, like, really putting a lot behind that, and they sort of stumble for a second as they phase through this stand, who seems to sense the aggression and sort of makes that rattlesnake hissing noise again, and seems like it's gearing up to, it's gonna, if you don't do anything right now, one of you, this thing's gonna try to fucking kill you.
Okay.
So Journey just like stumbles, it didn't fall.
No, you didn't fall over. You're on the other side of it now, though.
Okay, so Journey will be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then I bring out pizzas, I guess.
Okay, so you finally call upon your own ghost. So you go, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, right? Angelo, Joanne, you're standing right there, you don't need to make a notice roll. You hear another very masculine voice say, "This is what I've been telling you about." And then this other thing appears!
PC, do something! What the fuck is that? Look at it! It's like a gremlin!
So,
Okay.
Journey starts having a very animated conversation as you guys sort of look over and you see this extremely, like, manly, masculine sort of thing. It's dressed like a Roman soldier, almost, with this sort of huge, like, breastplate and this big helmet with, like, a crest of white hair that's, like, flowing in a non-existent breeze. Its skin is really pink, but, like, it's very gay-looking and really cool. This thing is fucking jacked, and it's huge. Like, this thing's bigger.
Jesus, it looks gross. Please punch it.
So this thing is bigger than the other one of whatever this is, Joanne. And Journey is talking with it, and it is talking back like this is a normal thing that they do. And Journey, Pieces says to you, gladly. So let's get into another conflict!
Yeah!
Oh no.
Angelo, you think that's another stand?
Yeah, that's another stand. He's gonna go, oh shit, there's another one! And I... Wait, did we...
Yeah, everybody roll notice again.
Alright.
Okay.
I want more notice rolls, please. More notice rolls. Ugh. I'm still trying to find the fucking thing that lets me auto-add stuff to initiative. Hang on. Because I don't want to have to right-click everybody. Because, ugh.
Oh my goodness.
You guys are doing so good. This is exactly how I thought this would go. In that, Jesus. Okay, well, let's see if this works. Shall we? Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, it did! Radical. So I'm really glad to see that you guys are, on the ball. Really good sign, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna have, I think I'm gonna have Journey go before Joanne, just because that seems correct to me. Joanne's sort of freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, Joanne, not in a happy place.
No, I need to add Reigns to initiative because he's participating.
He's participating. He's here.
He is here, and he is queer, and he is gonna have himself one hell of a time. Okay.
Everyone's
and-
just staring.
Okay,
Everyone-
Reigns is on his shit at the very least.
Ooh. Oh, Reigns is really on.
Yeah, Reigns actually has
Alright.
the notice skill.
Unlike everybody.
Alright, if you guys thought you were having a bad day before, you're about to have a worse day. So, Journey, you say to Pieces, please beat the shit out of it. It's like a creepy little gremlin thing and I hate it. And Pieces is like, oh, I will beat the shit out of that for you. And then another thing you don't know how to deal with happens. So you sort of see Reigns sort of lift his hand and say, both of you cut it out. And as he does this, you see this fucking thing show up. If I were to describe it in a few words, it's
Oh,
it's apparently a gigantic. When I say this thing is large,
So,
you guys are indoors right now.
yeah.
It has to physically hunch over because it is too big for this room. It
oh.
appears to be a four-armed skeleton surgeon with a skull for a face, wearing a surgical mask. It has four arms, as previously mentioned, which all have eyeballs in the middle of the hands, so that's really comforting. It's you can sort of see its like sort of lab coat has been like pinned back and like stitched into its skin, exposing the sort of cut lines along its abdomen and its thighs, and its sort of feet don't exist much like the other ones, except you sort of see it's got like almost like a on point, like a ballerina sort of shindig going on. You can see it has these bracers with these huge spikes on them, and it just sort of shows up out of fucking nowhere and like holds out its hands to either one of you, sort of on either side of it to get you to not like get into fisticuffs. It appears it will be providing active opposition to you guys moving zones to get into a fight. Angelo, what do you do? There's now 3 stands in this room.
Might as well join the party. Well, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
I was gonna be like, oh, gonna like a minute to like comprehend journey and like pieces showing up. He had to kind of like fit the two together like really quickly. And then Reigns took out his stand and he's like, "What's happening?" And he goes, why don't we take this outside?" So, Journey, Reigns, like, can we let's just talk outside for Reigns and I will explain.
Well, what do y'all think? You, of course, may speak outside of your turn because we are not heathens.
Okay, I don't think.
Yeah,
We're
Joanne, you were
processing
making
right
a
now.
mad dash for the door, and now that door is now barred
Oh, okay.
by pieces, and then this other fucking thing that is arguably even more terrifying than the first one.
She's going to stop, and I guess. Is there a window? Like, where's the nearest window?
The nearest window would probably be the one right next to the pot that Darren broke earlier.
Fuck it, she's going there.
Okay, the others sort of outside of the combat see you like running, and they're like, Where? That's a window, Joanne. You're gonna run into it." Darren sort of shouts like, "Are you okay?"
I really don't
Angelo.
think Joanne is processing. I'm pretty sure she is conceding. She is fucking going.
Okay, that's intriguing.
As Joanne is, because that means I'm like, at least how I'm picturing it, like how far away is Joanne like currently, or
Joanne would have to
past
go
him,
past
right?
you to get away, but if she's conceding the fight, she has a guarantee to not be injured any further. So you would either have to flavor text something. She's just not in the conflict anymore. So you could flavor text that you're like doing something to like, keep her safe, but she does not have to fight anymore.
Okay. No, I'm gonna do it. He's gonna. This is so extra. He's gonna pull off his scarf, and he's like, as like Joanne is like down or whatever. He's gonna try to hum on his scarf to like grab her arm or something, so she doesn't mad dash get away.
I mean, you know that when it comes to stands, they are attached to their users, so she wouldn't be able to get away from those whether she liked it or not.
I mean, that's true, but wouldn't like the stand move with her then? Or
yeah, I mean, you don't know how big this thing's range is.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. But like, and Angelo's just gonna try and like catch her and like say, "Hey, can Joanne and like calm down for a second?"
Yeah, you can tell her to calm down if you want to. Like, yeah, that's not like an action. You can like have some fun flavor text with your scarf there, but like, you can still do something.
Like,
You haven't made a roll yet.
Oh.
Because she's not in the conflict, so she's gone and she's outie. Well, she might not have left the room, but you can't interact with her anymore. There is something pressing happening.
Mm-hmm.
You are in active danger.
Mm-hmm.
Because from what you can tell, this sort of goblin thing is not pleased, and it looks like whatever Journey Stand is doing, they're going to beat the shit out of it.
I will mention, because I need to write down all of the colors, but since Joanne is terrified as fuck, it's like bright caution sign orange.
So this thing is like lit up like a neon ugly caution sign Christmas tree on its tail. Very bad. Sort of hissing at the two new arrivals here like a feral animal.
Okay. Angela will just say, like, "Joanne, please do not try to, like, crash through that window. I don't think Joe Hero's gonna like that."
Like, she is in the middle of a panic attack. I do not think, unless you physically stop her, she is going to stop.
I mean, you have a whole gang of other people here who are now really worried about you because you're sort of flipping out. So I think in the background, while we settle this conflict, the gang is going to be attempting to tend to Joanne and keep you from jumping out of the window.
Okay.
Okay, alright. Sounds good.
Okay, Angelo, what are you gonna do?
So I said my thing, and that's
But you haven't taken an action yet.
But I haven't. Yeah. So is the doorway also being blocked for me?
Yes.
By the
Journey
stands?
is
like, on what side?
Journey. So toward the door right now is Journey and Pieces. Directly in front of you is Unhappy Refrain. Directly to your side is Reigns, and then on the other side of Unhappy Refrain from Journey is the other one.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to like visualize where things are.
I will aid you.
I
will aid you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Reigns. Here's Unhappy Refrain.
Mm-hmm. I'm like here, I guess. I don't know.
You are like right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's Pieces. and
Mhm.
here's a light. And, like, Joanne's, like, fucking over here somewhere.
Okay. And, like, the door is here, I'm guessing?
The door's on the other side of Journey.
Oh, okay.
So it's, like, here.
Okay, the door is like, okay. Um...
You're all sort of
And-
sharing each other's zone right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'll sort of... okay. It's like, you know, like, here's, like, the couch that, like, everybody was sitting on, you know?
Mhm. Right.
And then there's, like, the way out is, like, this way.
Okay. Yeah.
And then toward this direction is the kitchen.
Okay. So Angelo is actually just going to start, like, kind of gonna slip past Reigns and start going.
Oops.
Oh.
There goes everybody. Nope, he's back. You're fine.
And he's gonna start, like,
Like-
walking towards the door.
Okay, you just leave.
He's gonna put his scarf back on and, like, be like, guys, just come outside with me.
So
Is there,
we'll
like,
see if
how
that
far can I, like,
works.
go or something?
So you're trying to... You, the player, will have
Yeah.
to give the other players a reason to listen to you. I will tell you that straight up.
Okay.
We're not going
'Cause
to
I
roll
said,
for player interaction, but...
Okay, because I said, like, Journey, Reigns, let's go outside and, hopefully Joanne when she's calmed down. But, I'll explain about those things there. Reigns and I will explain. So just come with me.
Journey, Angela's asking you out. He wants you to go out with him.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a double date with Reigns.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief, and I know Pieces will be delighted by this. I feel like this is maybe the first time in their life they're actually inclined to listen to Pieces. So, despite the fact that Angelo is asking them out, they are more focused on the two fucking nightmares in the living room with them.
Yeah, these are straight out of your goddamn night terrors, Journey. You are sort of have to, for I think the first time in your life, look up at this skeleton thing, and when it looks back at you, you sort of see, like, the big eyeball on its forehead sort of, like, glancing around like it's not sure what it's supposed to be looking at, and then it, like, lands on you, and you suddenly just have this, like... I don't know if you've ever been in this sort of state of, like, anxiety and, like, fear where you just suddenly, like, your gut drops, you think you're about to either shit yourself or vomit, and you're not sure which one it is.
So
Angelo seems like he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine for some reason. he's
Trying to persuade you to go out with him right now.
because I feel like Journey, as far as, like, assessing the situation, is because he's gonna be shitting himself over this thing. So Journey is like, oh, it's like the other fuckers playing Mario Kart who just, like, cannot
Comprehend what's happening.
Cannot
right now.
comprehend what's happening. So Journey, in, you know, their last the last place they turn to will say, "Pieces, there's 2 of them now!"
Okay. Angela, would you like to take any other action, or are we going to move on to Journey's turn? Because Pieces will have a nice conversation with Journey on their turn. They seem to be ignoring you.
Yeah, so I'll end my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Journey, you yelled to Pieces. Pieces is sort of floating next to you in this sort of boxing stance, like he's ready to get into a fist fight with both of these things. And he says, "If you had ever listened to me, Journey, you would know that these are both enemy stands." And he will sort of point at them, like, both sort of at the same time with, like, a very,
Oh.
he seems ready to take them both on. He says, "They're here and they will be crushed under our heels." Okay, thanks, Mom. What you doing? Are you crushing under the heels? Okay. Okay, you're doing your best. No. No, Mom, you're doing the crushing.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
tell Susan I love her.
You are freaking me out a little bit. What's the matter?
Nothing. I wonder if you want tomato sauce. I mean, if you want meat sauce on your spaghetti.
Sure. Okay, love you.
Or parmesan.
Nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. Ooh, we're having spaghetti for dinner. Okay.
Ooh.
So Pieces makes this declaration that he's going to beat the snot out of both of these things. And he says, "My power won't be useful against them, considering that they are considered living, but I think the power of my fists alone can handle this."
Pieces, I don't know, man. The thing's like the size of...
You see Pieces sort of like roll his shoulders and he says, "If it was crafted by God, it was meant to be destroyed by me."
God, he's like every middle schooler's first care.
Rains kind of looks at you, Journey, like, what the fuck? He sort of gives you a confused look.
I don't think either of these things were crafted by God. Look at them.
"Those sewn together by the devil can also be destroyed by me," he says indignantly.
Well, if you're gonna punch it, then punch. I don't want to look at them anymore.
"Which one would you have me punch?"
The ghost, the gremlin, like, was more threatening and trying to attack me.
Okay. Mars, please make a roll for Pieces to attack Olight.
Okay. Oh, the pieces.
Gotta open Pieces. Alright, I gotta open Olight.
That's fun. Yes.
I forgot. Okay, so please.
Do I do power?
Well, are you going for like you're going for a punch, right? Are you going for a fast punch? You going for a heavy punch?
I mean, probably a heavy punch, Journey.
Yeah, if you're going for just like a big hit, roll power.
Alright.
Alright. I think Olight... Hi, Delilah! I think Olight, sort of, seeing you coming, has sort of this big, sort of tail barb I mentioned earlier. I believe it is going to make a precision roll against you to try and just, like, fucking intercept. So let's see how it goes. Ooh, F. Okay. So you sort of see this tail coming around, but Pieces taps forehead. Pieces knows better. He's seen a fight or two in his life. So Pieces, like, he sort of grabs the tail and, like, tucks it, like, under his, like, other arm, and he just reels back and just punches this gremlin right in its big, ugly mouth.
Sorry, Joanne.
Journey, Pieces punches this thing in its big, ugly mouth. I'm going to be using Joanne for Olight's hitboxes, so, like, yeah, but, you know, gestures. Joanne's not in the conflict. She can't do anything more. She will be fine. But you sort of across the room, you see just Joanne's like face, just like she starts spurting blood and like screaming.
Journey, Joanne.
Pieces, what the fuck? And they'll point to Joanne.
He sort of has like. He's like grabbed Olight by like the throat and is like holding it up, like, and it's like struggling because he also has like its tail like tucked under his arm, like, and he's not letting go. And he sort of looks over and says, "That one must be its user. If you kill her quickly, this thing will disappear."
Well, that's not an enemy.
You told me
That's
to
the
attack.
way-
What do you mean it's not an enemy? They're all enemies if they stand in my path, Journey.
Well, Joanne's not standing in our back.
This fucking thing is, he says, wringing Olight's neck a little bit to punctuate his point.
Well, like, you're right, but Joanne!
Joanne is choking in the background.
Yeah, Journey, you're not sure why, but it seems like Joanne is also choking from where Pieces has his hold on this other gremlin.
Joanne's not having a good time.
No, Joanne, you're freaking out. You can't breathe. You swear to God, Joanne, you can feel a hand on your throat, but there's nothing there.
Yeah. Joanne is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, Journey, you can see sort of the other gang members have, like, gathered around Joanne to try and, like, help her chillax. It seems whatever's going on, she started spurting blood at random, and you hear Darren's just like, "I'll go get the med kit," and he, like, gets up and runs, and, you know, Toby's just sort of like, it's gonna be alright, just pay attention to us, nothing's happening, Joanne. Dextra's sort of, like, squatted down next to her, like, yeah, are you good? Do you want me to call your dad? And Celia's not helping because she's a cunt. She's just sort of drinking the Mountain Dew Code Red and watching.
So Journey in the, you know, a wonderful moment of word association. We'll go. So if you hurt that thing, that'll hurt Joanne.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So if you kill Joanne,
Is that important?
yes, Pieces.
Well, we will both die if it kills us first.
Hit it down. Don't, like, murder Joanne.
If you insist, he says, and you have convinced Pieces to not take any more attack actions against Olight. Olight disagrees with that. Olight does not agree. Olight is going to try to bludgeon Pieces off of it because this sucks. So let's see how that goes, shall we? How would you like to defend this mediocre attack?
So just try and I guess just like continue because like Pieces is like holding it, right? Like holding it.
So durability?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
make a durability roll on Pieces. Alright, yeah, you take... This thing sort of takes that tail and again sort of like lashes it around a little bit from where he's got it pinned, but he's too good. He's too powerful. His big beefy biceps have got this covered. and you sort of watch this gremlin sort of flail, and it makes the most ungodly shrieking noises you've ever heard in your life. You're pretty sure this thing is the devil. Rains just sort of sighs and says, "Are we done fighting? You're going to kill her if you keep this up."
Well, that thing's gonna yeah.
No, I'm good. I don't need bread. I have pasta. Okay, love you. I have been gifted spaghetti.
You have the
Fuck
spaghetti.
yeah.
It's Spaghetti Saturday now. So run that by me again.
Judy said, "Well, that thing's gonna kill me."
Rains just sort of sighs and says, "If you keep freaking out Joanne, yes, it is going to try to kill you. It's reacting to her state of feeling threatened."
Well, Joanne's always freaked out. You met her.
Journey, just pull pieces back.
Jody will like look. Pieces have any? Well, I mean, I know what Pieces info is gonna.
Okay, you look at Pieces, and Pieces
all I
says,
can say
"Don't
is
hold me
stand
back. This is what I was made for," and continues to strangle the ever-living crap out of Ollie.
Well, don't strangle it.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Restrain it. I don't know, Pieces.
He, like, seems very frustrated. There's a cat. There's a cat. Joanne doesn't own a cat, but there's a cat. That's the sounds of, unhappy refrain. Makes cat noises. Okay. So, you're sort of having this argument with, Pieces, and Rains just says, "Do you have absolutely no control over him?" And, yeah, your boy Rains is gonna try to help you out here, because you're struggling. He's gonna do his best to, just get Olight to stop moving, smiley face. Let's see how he does. Not bad, not bad. Olight's held down, so I don't think there's anything he can do. Okay. So, Angelo, Journey, Joanne.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're all sort of watching Rains as he just sort of looks in the direction where the Pieces and, Olight are kind of brawling.
Mm-hmm.
Journey, you're pretty sure you hate this thing, because you're watching it. You see it is in one place 1 second, and then seemingly almost like teleports forward to like behind Olight, my Shinderu, and just and you
what a
see
shindig.
you sort of see it has like one leg up that it then brings down hard on the back of Olight's head and just knocks it the fuck out.
Ooh.
Joanne is unconscious.
Joanne passes out. And you watch as the stand sort of fades. You can't see it anymore. And you watch as this sort of enormous skeleton thing that for all intents and purposes should not be able to move as fast as it just did. Sort of slowly kind of... It also fades, but you see it sort of like move in the direction of Rains first, as if he like voluntarily brought it back. Pieces is still out and looks disappointed that he can't beat the shit out of the other stand anymore. Rains, you sort of watch him like put his hands sort of in his pockets, and he says, "Well, now that that's over, why don't we have a talk?"
Outside.
Outside.
Journey will kind of like recollect themselves, like take a moment, and be like, oh, just be like, yeah, okay, all right.
Sort of next to you, Pieces just sort of like, he's still in his sort of like attacking stance and says, "Are you sure you don't want me to kill this one? He seems easy to snap over my knee."
No, leave it alone, Pieces. Come on, you won.
I did not have a satisfactory victory.
Well, sometimes you don't get a satisfactory victory.
Journey, you've never given me a satisfactory victory even once in my life. Let me do this.
No!
You never listened to me, and that's how we got in this mess in the first place.
No, how we got into this mess is Joanne.
Then allow me to end her pitiful existence.
No!
What do you mean,
my-
no?
Oh my
Man, she's my
God.
cousin.
Well, she's about to be cousins with death.
No!
Angelo's gonna like grab Journey's arm and like
Unhand them! Touch them again and it will be the last thing you do, Angelo.
No, you can't hurt Angelo either!
And why can I not?
Angelo's not an enemy, look at him!
I see nothing but a filthy squire.
No! Journey will say no, and then like kind of put their hand like between like their face and Angelo, so as to like pretend like this will make it so that Angelo can't hear them. They'll say, "Pieces, come on, I like him. Don't be mean."
You like many questionable things, Journey.
Well, no, I don't. Name one.
Angelo.
What's wrong with Angelo?
He's so flimsy and effeminate. That is not the build of a warrior.
Sometimes it's good not to have the build of a warrior.
Name one time.
Angelo!
False! The build of a warrior is key to conquering this helpless, vulnerable domain that we reside in. This whole world could belong to us, Journey, if only you would let go of these simple things like family and friends.
I don't want to
Are they talking like? Are they still whispering?
Tacos.
Are they still whispering, or is
No, Pieces is shouting. Pieces yelled, "I wanted to go to Taco Bell, but you wouldn't do that either."
Joanne made us tacos, and now she's unconscious.
That's why we should have gone to Taco Bell.
Out of character, I conceded, so I take a fate point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Joanne, you're starting to sort of come around a little bit because you can hear these people yelling and like you're sort of coming back into focus. You see Darren is like sort of leaned over you, like sort of patting your face, like, "Oh, please wake up, please wake up, please wake up." "Oh, okay, you're good, you're good, you're good."
My everything hurts.
What happened to you?
I
Hold on, Journey's shouting at nothing. What the hell? Your whole gang is looking at you like you're crazy, Journey. Angelo, you know why they're looking at them like they're crazy? And you're not sure how you're gonna explain this one away.
Angelo's gonna say, Reigns, you wanna should probably take care of Joanne, right?
He sort of makes like an affirmative like grunt, and he sort of turns on his heel, and he sort of comes over and like puts like a hand on Darren's shoulder and like sort of pushes on him a little bit, like, "Move out of the way, I'm a nurse." And Darren scuttles back immediately. He's like, "Okay." Joanne, you look up, there's a scary man that it reminds you of something you've seen recently.
Uh-huh.
He's sort of looking down at you, and he just He holds up a hand. He holds up 3 fingers and says, "How many fingers am I holding up?"
3?
Correct. And he'll sort of tend to you while you're on the ground here, and he'll say, "Listen, you're gonna be fine. I didn't even hit you that hard."
I don't. What? I was over here. Wait, how did you. What do you mean you hit.
Shh. Joanne. You're scaring your guests.
I'm pretty sure, like, the immediate, like, memories are coming back, and she's, like, involuntarily starting to, like, her breathing's picking up. I don't think she's quite at a panic attack yet, but she's definitely, like, looking around, like, what the fuck is going on?
Rance just sort of sighs a little, and he sort of helps you get up and says, "We're going to take a walk in the fresh air really quick."
Yes. We are also going to do that too, Journey. And he, like, regardless of, like, pieces, like,
Protest.
like, Angelo's going to, like, not, like, aggressively, but try to, like, start, like, dragging, like, Journey towards the door.
Journey will go with you because it's you.
You hear Pieces bitching the entire walk.
At some
Angelo.
point, like fucking Pieces like insults Angelo, and Journey's just like, "Hold on, Angelo," and like pulls like away and like pulls Pieces aside, and he's like, "Look, Pieces,
I am looking.
this is the closest I've been to Angelo asking me out to not ruin this for me.
I will actively sabotage it in every way I can imagine."
No,
Yes.
no, you're not gonna get Taco Bell ever again if you do that."
You would not threaten me in such a way. Journey, if you don't get Taco Bell from me, you will never get Taco Bell for yourself. If you ever try to get Taco Bell for yourself, I will deconstruct it on an atomic level.
Why? Why would you do that? That's rude. That's rude.
I am rude, Journey.
Oh my god.
I am rude, and so are you, and together we will rudely rule this world as soon as you give up your tethers to a simple mortal life.
Well, you're about to give up your tethers to Taco Bell.
Don't threaten me like that, you know I don't like it.
Well, I don't like you being rude to Angelo.
Angelo is not the goal. Angelo is merely an obstacle in the way of our path to world dominance and then destruction of this universe.
If you destroy the universe, you can't have Taco Bell.
I didn't think that far ahead. What do you mean I can't have Taco Bell if I destroy the universe?
What are you gonna do?
I will destroy everything except for Taco Bell and Pikachu.
Well, okay, who's gonna continue making the Pikachu for Taco Bell?
Us.
Well, that defeats the purpose of going to Taco Bell if we have to make the tacos ourselves.
Then you will get a job at Taco Bell and understand their methods.
Getting a job at Taco
But I desire Taco Bell!
Hello? Better working in your world.
I will consider your proposition about my world dominance and then destruction plan in regards to Taco Bell and Pikachu, but in return you must consider my demand that you no longer continue this nonsense with the don't kill this person and don't kill that person.
Listen.
I have been listening the entire I have listened to every stupid word that has come out of your mouth.
No.
What am I
You
like?
did? Oh, my name.
What? What are you saying to me?
Also, if you don't ruin this for me, this moment that I'm having, you'll get another Pikachu keychain.
Just this once, I will allow you to indulge your ridiculous human bonds. But I want
Thank
the
you,
expensive
Pieces.
one from GameStop.
Okay, that's fine. I've stolen from GameStop before. It's no.
I like it. It's very glossy. It's old school Pikachu, so he's extra fat and friendly.
It is nice. It's a nice key.
I'll
A
put it
nice
with my
fat
collection.
Yes.
Pieces seems to accept your deal and dematerializes.
Okay, time to take my first note. Steal the nice fat keychain from GameStop. Okay.
During that whole like pulling away, and just like face like processing what happens. Like, why does theirs talk? Like, why does theirs have a personality? You know, I like mine so much better now.
Yeah, Angelo, you're
Okay.
sort of chilling. Rains is like led Joanne back outside, and he's sort of looking at you like, well, we're gonna have to do this now, aren't we? He sort of sees you giving yourself like a pep talk. He's like, are you good, Angelo?
Why? I'm fine. Like
Hello.
I didn't think stands could like talk on their own.
He kind of looks like he has to consider before he says, I mean, I've heard of it before, but it's not exactly common, let alone two of them being able to talk.
Joanne is.
I think I just hate it a little bit more.
It's going
I
to
think
be
Joanne-
fine.
Go ahead.
Rains kind of looks down at Joanne to see how she's doing so you can speak.
I think so this is kind of diffusing. She's staring at pieces. Is unhappy or friends?
Unhappy Refrain has dematerialized. Pieces was having a very animated discussion with Journey for a hot minute there, so you got to see him quite a bit, and then he also dematerialized after something they said.
Okay, I think Joanne is starting to calm down. I think she's starting to process. That's coming back to her slowly.
Yeah, you start to remember some conversation you had with El Padre a long time ago, and sort of what they're calling these weird appearances, stands. That seems like a familiar word to you.
She's like, okay, so you have stands. I don't know what was, and I oh man.
So you guys know about Stan.
Journey will like walk back over from where they had like pulled away to talk to Pieces. They will also take out a cigarette and light it and start smoking as they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Angelo's just gonna have like a sit down on the front lawn. Like he's gonna like pat next to him to like Journey can come like sit next.
Journey will accept enthusiastically.
Okay, you sit down next
We're
to
gonna-
Angelo smoking. Angelo, please make me a physique roll. So you start coughing a little bit, and then you realize suddenly that was a super, super shitty bad idea. You think you have enough time to like make it sort of like behind something to use your inhaler.
Angelo's gonna like hold up a finger like he's gonna you know, and like round the house really quickly as fast as he
Rains like flashes you a very like concerned expression. Do you like signal to him that you're good, or do you just go?
Angelo like gives him like a weak thumbs up as he's like sprinting across.
Okay, you go. You use your inhaler. You have to puff it a few times. So Angelo's sort of doing something for a minute. Rain just sort of like looks at you, Journey, and says, "Don't do that."
Man, I have just been through a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Leave,
Cool. Don't do
leave
that.
me alone.
No. Thanks for checking.
Journey will just kind of glare at Reigns and continue smoking.
So what's gonna happen is, I mean, they're all like kind of like standing around, or are they like sitting in a circle?
Well, Journey
How are they doing?
sat down next
Journey
to
did
you.
sat now, so Journey's still sitting down. Is everyone else still like standing up
Reigns is
Like-
standing.
in the area?
It's up to Joanne if
Like,
she
how
wants to
about
have a
off-
sit.
Like, how bad off is Joanne? I know she didn't take
Um,
injuries, but like,
It wasn't super terrible. I don't think you've ever gotten knocked out before.
no, she definitely hasn't.
You have a pretty bad headache,
Yeah,
and
she's
you're
just
a
like-
little bit dizzy.
Yeah, I think
Sitting
she
down
said-
sounds pretty neat.
Yeah, I think Joanne sits.
Okay, you sit in the front lawn next to Journey, who
She's
puffs
just
smoke
like
into
kind
your
of
face.
talking. She's just talking herself through this role because she's like, okay, yes, so you are stand users. Those are your stand.
Angela's gonna come back and actually, on completely oblivious, is going to sit next to Joanne on like the opposite side of Journey.
Okay, Journey, on the are you still like next to Journey or like
No, like
Okay, Journey seems sad.
Yeah.
Reigns looks
Joanne
absolutely
is
exhausted.
Joanne is between Angela and Joanne.
Yeah, a barrier
friend circle.
with
Okay.
with Reigns sort of standing in front of all three of you, imposing. He sort of like looks down at the three of you and says, "Well, it seems Joanne knows what a stand is after all. Do you know anything about what's going on, Journey?"
I got a ghost. His name's Pieces.
Great
Okay.
start.
Fix. Pikachu.
What?
So those are those ghosts that we saw in house. They're called stands, and like I'm actually like quite surprised that like both of you have one. Like Journey, how long have you had that your stand?
Try. I think I don't have character. I think they've had it for like a long ass time. I can't remember if I don't think I stated a specific age. Is there canonically like a time when stands appear?
I mean,
It kind of depends.
there is not a canonical
Like-
time when it like manifests fully, but like you would have been able to see it the whole time. It's up to you when he kind of manifested fully for the first time and became like your buddy friend that you argue with about Taco Bell and Pikachu.
I feel like Journey's had it since they were like fucking like 8 or some shit. Like
Okay.
Oh my
This is a
Pieces is
child.
their friend. Yeah,
Pieces is your friend.
so
You're having Keko
Yeah.
and hours.
yeah.
Okay.
So Journey will like shrug some shit like that.
You've had to stand for that long? Like Angela's like freaking like what?
Joanne's just like, Joanne's like, the dots are connecting, and why did it? Wait, is
Joanne, why does your stand look so like that?
No, I just
Oh. Well, I suppose that's certainly a more exciting introduction than what I had. Kind of,
no idea what the fuck's going on.
Angela kind of like
Reigns rolls his
looks at
eyes
Reigns.
violently when you say that, Angela. And goes, haha, very funny. Anyway, yeah. He sort of gestures to himself and says, I am a stand user. Don't fucking freak out, first of all, he says. And then you see the big-ass skeleton appear again, sort of standing there next to him. It can stand upright now that you are all outside, and it is the scariest thing you've ever laid eyes on.
Hmm.
He's
Don't
sort of-
like it. Put it away.
Angela's gonna he's gonna stand up for a bit and go next to Reigns. And he's gonna bring out Clean Freak.
Okay. So would you like to give a description of what it looks of what that looks like when you do that?
Sure. Well, first off, Angela's gonna go up and say, "I'm also a stand user," which is, well, why I wasn't freaking out is, I mean, and as he says that, next to him there's like a lavender, like a lavender puddle kind of starts forming, and then it starts like kind of like boiling water or something. And rising out of this puddle, you see this
funky little man.
This funky little man.
This bubble pimp.
Yeah. So this blue humanoid figure that's covered with this like almost like a bubble bath foam, sort of rises up, and like the bubbles on his head form sort of a top hat and kind of like droop down to his nose, and it like opens its eyes, and you see two. They're heterochromatic. One of his eyes is green and the other is purple, and there are two triangles below it. And it gives sort of Clean Freak sort of like gives like a bow, sort of like a stage magician, sort of like, and then kind of just floats there. It almost looks like the bubbles are kind of like flowing down. He doesn't seem to have his lower half of the body is completely covered by the bubbles, so you can't actually see legs. Like it just looks like a bubble waterfall, like flowing into the puddle.
Just a funky little guy.
Okay, Journey, who does not understand how stands outside of Pieces, who is has a very lively personality, will give a peace sign to Clean Freak and say, "Hey, what's up, man?"
That whole like monologue followed up by him was a man. Robin, what you doing? Represent.
Doesn't seem to like react at all.
Journey, you sort of like Pieces sort of like just like his head and shoulders kind of like manifest, like, you know, sort of over your shoulder, and just like, it appears to be stupid.
Well, I mean, it's Angela, so don't be mean. Angela, what's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with my stand. I guess, unlike you guys, I can actually freely like control my stand.
It's kind of fucked up. Shouldn't he have his own free will?
No, he doesn't talk, unlike yours. I don't know why yours is doing that.
You say that, and like, Journey, you actually feel like Pieces like nod a little bit and says, I see. At least he understands what it means to dominate and control those beneath you.
Your bike's for you to make it.
Joanne is just like, what is his,
I don't have a deal.
Pieces.
Those are my ghost pieces.
Alright. This might as well be happening.
Reigns just kind of sighs and says, listen, for the most part, stands don't normally have their own individual personalities separate from their users. Now it seems you have a bit of a special case here with, pieces, you called him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing you need to know about stands, two very important things. First thing, people who can't use stands cannot see stands. So all of your friends think you are absolutely batshit right now.
Oh, that's why my mom never got it when I tried to show her pieces.
Your mom would not be a stand user then, no. Or maybe she's
She
fucking
just thought
with
I was
you,
on
I don't know.
drugs.
Maybe your mom's just
Dirty
pulling
was
an
fine.
epic prank. He kind of sighs.
You're right.
He kind of sighs a little and says, the other thing is that every stand has a special power ability, you know, like a superpower, basically. They're superpower ghosts. He kind of gestures to the enormous skeleton and says, this is Unhappy Refrain. Its ability is that it will show me when something, disastrously bad is about to happen. He sort of like glances a bit pointedly at Joanne when he says that.
Sorry? I know what the fuck I did.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, I mean, for some people using their stand comes naturally, like for your cousin it seems. For other people, it requires a very intense situation to trigger the ability, though it seems like neither of you have very good control over your stands.
Pieces is his own man.
Pieces nods, like, in response, and Reigns just says, well, that's weird, but okay. I mean, you understand, a stand is just a reflection of your fighting spirit. It's a little weird that yours just wants to fucking annihilate everything. Are you good?
Pieces is just my bro.
Reigns kind of gives you, like, a confused look.
Joanne's just why does mine look that?
Reigns just, like, looks at you, and then he, like, jabs his thumb in Unhappy Refrain's direction and says, mine looks like this. What's your point?
I don't know.
At this point, he kind of looks at Angelo and says, I feel like they don't get it.
I mean, I don't think I got it the first time you explained all this to me. So.
Does Joanne still have her phone?
Yes. Assuming you had it on your person while you were doing kitchen stuff, then yes.
Joanne's gonna text Ezra. Hey Ezra, in a few minutes, can we like holy shit.
There's sort of like a pause before he just sort of types back, yeah, sure. What's wrong?
It's hard to explain, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna go about talking about it, so I'll get to you when I get to you.
He gives you the okay hand emoji.
Okay.
Rain sort of watches you type on your phone for a second before he says, like, hello? Listen. If both of you have stands, that probably means someone in your family also has a stand. Can you think of anyone who might have a stand?
Well, yeah, Dad has one.
Okay, and you never thought this might happen.
I don't know! I've never... It's never happened before!
Seriously? You guys have known about stands? Like, and you never, like, thought to talk about it?
Hey, I just said that I tried to talk to my mom about it.
It's just
Me.
Why would I talk about it to you? If my mom couldn't see it, why would you be able to see it?
Because
Pieces sort of adds in,
Never mind.
yes, why would they discuss their most important assets and power to someone like you?
Pieces we've talked about this.
Many times, and we've never come to a conclusion.
Joanna's just like, look, I mean, I've seen dads a bunch, but like, I don't know, it's kind of a constant, and like nobody else could see it. So I was just like, okay, don't talk about this, because I tried talking to my mother one time about it, and that didn't go well.
Rain's like puts up both hands. It's like, okay, breathe. Call your dad.
Oh fuck no!
What do you mean, fuck no? It's like the one dude who might be able to explain shit to you in a way you'll understand.
I mean,
Wait a minute. Uncle Joe Hero has a stand? It just like dawned on him.
Wait, your uncle is Joe Hero? Oh, we're all fucked.
Hey, Joanne. What's Uncle Stan do?
it's like a lie detector. I don't know. Like I've never been able to lie to.
Oh, that's fucking lame.
Joanne's just like,
Oh man.
like we kind of trashed the house, and
Well, we just broke a pot. That was Darren.
Rain says, you knocked over all of the food on the island in the kitchen.
Well, that's okay.
So you're all sitting outside on the lawn, and you guys start to see a car pull up to the house.
Angelo like immediately makes Clean Freak like go away. Like
So you unsummon Clean Freak. Rain
Yeah.
does not unsummon the gigantic fucking skeleton. So
Joanne is like, she's not panic attacked, but she's definitely like nervous at this point, and she still doesn't feel good, and she can't lie to save her life, so I know it shows.
So this car that you all know very well pulls up into the driveway. You see sort of the lights sort of turn off. You see there's like a pause, and then you see Johiro Kujo exit his vehicle to see 4 children in his front lawn. Journey is smoking, and
Poppin' Uncle Joe Hero.
he like looks at you exhausted when you say that, and he says, "Why are you in my lawn?"
It's Taco Tuesday, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
He just like
hi, Dad.
looks at you. He looks at you now where you have like a bloody face. You look exhausted and terrified. Your
and
clothes
there's,
are
like,
all
like a
messed up.
bandage.
He looks at Reigns, who has unhappy refrain just chilling out. Pieces has his head sticking out still. And Angelo looks uncomfortable. And he just like
Yeah.
looks around at all of you, and he just says very flatly, "What the fuck did you do?"
Joanne summoned the demon.
Okay, look. Okay, so I was answering a question October said, and then kind of tried to tackle, but he didn't get it right, and I accidentally
He is going to punch Joanne because she just was gendered down.
Johiro will not stop you from. Okay, you punch Joanne in the arm while she's talking. Pieces just says,
sorry, they.
"Perish, scum!" Which makes Johiro, you sort of see his eyebrows sort of go up a little bit and just like, it talks sort of way. And then he looks back at you, Joanne, to keep talking.
I hit Journey in their diaphragm, and then kind of, what's that thing called again? I forgot.
It's a full Nelson.
So Journey put me in a full lesson, and then I was panicking, and then all of a sudden, Journey yeeted me into the kitchen, and then and there was this really creepy thing, which I think is my stand, and I think there was a fight, and then I tried to run away because I was panicking, and Journey, the longer she goes on.
Joanne's a stand user.
Johiro's like watching you like sort of ramble, Joanne, and then Angelo just like sums it up in a nutshell, and he looks at Angelo and says, "Yeah." And he sort of looks between the four of you and says, "Did anyone else see?"
Oh yeah, like all the gang was there playing Mario Kart.
I mean, but they can't see. They're not stand users. They can't see them, right?
Okay.
Just like, oh shit.
He sort of like clasps his hand to his like forehead, looking like he's sort of thinking. Before he sort of returns to his like more neutral expression, and he says, "Go into the house."
Okay. Jen's gonna try to stand up.
Reigns helps you. He sort of gets rid of unhappy refrain and will sort of help you up.
Yeah.
I guess Journey will like finish the last like cigarette, and they'll stand up and like throw it on the ground and put it up their foot.
You start to like turn back to the house, and Johiro says, "Put your cigarette butt in the trash."
It's one cigarette, but
Put
on.
your cigarette butt in the trash.
Yeah, okay, fine. I will pick it up.
Okay, you go pick it up and you put it in the trash like a sane person.
Angelo's gonna follow behind Reigns.
Okay, you follow Reigns. Journey files in. Johiro Kujo follows up and sort of closes the door behind him. After you all sort of come back in, he takes a quick assessment. There's food all over the kitchen floor. The potted plant is in turmoil, but he still has a table. So he's got that.
The night's not over yet,
So he sort of assesses, you know, when you all come back in, you know, sort of the gaming stops, except for Celia, who doesn't care and promptly wins the race because everybody else is paying attention to the more important stuff. And Darren's like, are you guys okay? You're kind of being weird.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like, are you sure? You should probably, like, sit down.
I'm good. She's not good.
He's an idiot, though, so he just sort of gives you, like a bit of, like, a concerned look. But then the sort of Johiro comes into the house proper, and everybody kind of shuts up because they're all scared of him a little bit. And he just sort of looks around, and he just says as flatly as possible, "Get out." And your gang looks amongst each other, and then they all get up, and they all leave.
Okay, bye guys, see you tomorrow.
Dexter sort of calls back, like, "Yep, see you, Journey." Everybody else is just sort of leaving. Celia actually, like, sort of looks back at you all, kind of like, you get the feeling she's unhappy, more so because, like, y'all are being fucking weird, and now she has to, like, deal with it, kind of thing. But she sort of looks at you, Angelo, and says, "See you around," or whatever, and she will, take off with everybody else. You are alone with Johiro Kujo.
Angelo kind of like whispers to Reigns, like, should we leave too?
He just shakes his head a little bit. Such a hero kind of assesses you all. Before he just says, "Show me your stands."
I'm gonna like real quick be right back because this feels like 6 and I need to switch my laundry.
Yeah,
Okey-dokey.
go apeshit.
Out of character, because I don't quite remember right now. Does Angelo know that Reigns knows Joe?
No,
Okay.
this is new information.
All right. I did. Yeah, that was never mentioned before. Okay.
Anyway, wait for Shorty to get back.
Mm-hmm. Gotta say,
Basically-
didn't expect Taco Tuesday to take quite this long. Unfortunately, y'all are crazy.
We were really ready to go crazy, go stupid.
And then you did.
It really happened.
My aesthetic is how Angelo is the most reasonable person here.
Well, Joanne's never seen her stand before. Panicking. Nothing that happened helped to calm her down.
Tea served piping hot. Fun little dance there
Angelo
from
just-
Unhappy Refrain.
To himself, why do they fucking speak?
Pretty much. A fair query.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's 6. Hold on, let me be right back real quick.
Okay.
Okie dokie. We're all just gonna take 5.
Yeah, apparently it was gonna take 5. I would just like to
I
wrap
think-
up this little scene here in the house of the Joe Hero, and then we can stop.
Yeah.
Lord in heaven.
Cool Joe Hero going, alright, show 'em to me.
Show me your stands. Ah, Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything could have prepared me for what happened today. For what happened on Taco Tuesday.
Well, Angelo heard Journey say that they like him. How does he feel?
Oh, it went over his head.
Of course it did.
Mhm. He interpreted it as like, yeah, we're good buds.
Yeah, they think I'm neat.
Yeah. That means I'm cool too.
It was pop.
Was Baba.
What's poppin'?
Camera noise?
Camera noise. I want to show you, because I told my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure friend, future sound is starting. And I wanted to show you the replies.
Oh, that'll be good.
uh, oops, let me go. There's a Bacchio time.
There's a Bacchio time.
There it is.
Don't be a dog in a Rocky's cannon. Always good advice.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, where is this going to be posted, like, your recording?
Yotobe.
Yotobe?
Yotobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eating noises?
Sorry, I was finishing a granola bar.
Yeah, granola bar.
Mhm.
Okay. So Dran's gonna pause for a second and just go. I don't. It earlier. I just panicked.
I guess Pieces is already out, but like, is there any like motion for Pieces to come like all the way out?
And she'll be like, I suppose. And he's gonna summon Clean Freak, like, right behind him, sort of.
Okay, you have your bubble pimp bubble up. Pieces kind of shrugs his shoulders and will unveil himself fully, sort of stand next to you, looking like he doesn't want to be there. Reigns declines the offer because unhappy your friend Big.
Mm-hmm. And I'm
Um,
guessing that, like, Joe Hero already knows about Rain's stand.
You're not really sure how or if they know each other. It seems at least Reigns knows of him by name.
Okay.
So you say what you say, Joanne, and Joe Hero, your dad kind of looks at you for a second before you you know your dad pretty well. For most people, you think he'd be like if you were any other person, you'd probably take it as he thinks you're a fucking moron, which he does. He's just not like expressing that right now. He seems to be sort of hesitating for a second because he's thinking of how he wants to like say this next thing. And he'll kind of gesture to Angelo and Journey and say, explain to her how you take your stands out.
I mean, I just will it to happen.
And let's just kind of do it. Like
Rain
I said, Pieces is his own man.
Rain sarcastically remarks, well, isn't that helpful?
It's like.
I
Get
mean,
good.
that's how you explained it to me. It's kind of just, you know?
It's kind of just, you know.
he like vaguely gestures.
I don't know if Joanne wants to see all later. She'll put in an effort, though. I don't know.
Okay, so you focus really, really, really hard on like, okay, I want to see the gremlin. I want to see the gremlin. I want the gremlin to show up. So you really like you put so much effort into it. You think you like fart a little bit. That's where you're at. You know, and sort of as you're like super, super, super focused, you eventually sort of hear the like gross breathing noises, and you're like, oh, it worked. Shit.
It's just like.
Sort of as you like stop focusing really, really hard, like with your eyes all screwed shut and everything, and you sort of assess, it appears that this sort of thing is sort of squatting there creepily kind of next to you, sort of breathing down your neck. very uncomfortable.
I think Joanne involuntarily makes a noise.
Chihiro gives it a look of he's just, you sort of see one eyebrow sort of quirk up, like, okay. As he kind of looks this thing over with his good eye. He kind of looks you all over and says, "Do you know what they do?"
Uh,
No.
Angelo nods. Yeah.
No.
I mean, to be fair, Joanne just discovered hers today, I guess.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how much you all know about your own abilities.
Pieces can, like, punch shit, and, like, sometimes he yeets me on buildings.
Chihiro just looks at you for a long moment. Sort of next to you, Pieces sort of like throws his arms up in frustration and says, "For the last time, I've told you I can deconstruct anything on this material plane so long as it is not alive on an atomic level, and you're gonna leave that part out for the throwing you?"
Oh yeah, I can also do.
I am a god! And you use me to trespass!
Well, not just trespass.
And
Sometimes
throw you to places so you can trespass!
Yeah.
Chihiro just, like, looks at you.
So yeah. So sometimes I get him to feed me chips too.
It's demeaning, says Pieces, crossing his arms. Chihiro just, like, stares at you for a long moment. And then he looks at Angela.
Okay. Where's the nearest wall?
That would be the door behind you.
Like, well. Okay, I don't want to do the door. So let's go with the wall opposite to where the shoe cubby is, I suppose.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing like
There is a wall there, yes.
Yeah. Clean Freak is going to put its hand out and touch the wall.
You rub
and,
your
like,
beautiful little pimp hands all over the wall. It feels dirty. Dirty, dirty
just-
wall.
Okay.
And
It's actually quite clean, but you're
There's
gonna
like a-
rub your hands all over it anyway.
he's gonna do the thing. And so then, like, part of the wall, like, I guess kind of like a stripe or something.
Yeah, you smear some goo on the
gets
wall.
like a little bit of like a lavender like coating.
Yeah, you smear some soap on the wall.
And what he's gonna do is he's gonna increase the friction of the wall to the point where Angelo, like, he's not wearing any shoes right now, but he steps and like tries to touch as far as he can. He puts his hand
Mhm.
like as far as he can up the wall, and he kind of like climbs the wall even though there's like nothing to hang off of, and he kind of just hangs there. So
Okay, so fellas, your boy Angelo just like put some goo on the wall, and now he's just chilling on the wall.
he's magically hanging on the wall.
Oh, like a lizard.
One hand.
Like a one-handed lizard.
He's one-handing the wall.
This isn't me commenting on it. This is what Journey is saying.
Journey is saying like a one-handed.
Yeah.
Rance just
Angelo
sort of
says,
sighs
"Bro."
and says, "You probably have to use your words, Angelo."
It's basically my clean freak can change the friction of any surface that it touches. And he like slides back down the wall and turns it to normal.
You goop your way back down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Journey, you think that was pretty sexy. So, uh, Johiro sort of looks at Joanne now and says, "Do you have any idea what yours does?"
Whatever it did, Journey let go of me.
He kind of looks at Journey like, "Did it do anything?"
Made a rattlesnake noise?
I threw Joanne across the room to get away from the goblin. It's not like it forced me to do that, I just did that.
So you call Oline a goblin, and you sort of hear it, like, hiss. It makes that, like, rattlesnaking noise, again, from its tail, and, like, hisses at you and says, "That's not very nice."
Johiro, the thing is feral. It has rabies.
And just like, and Joanne's, it also can talk. Why don't we let Olite explain itself?
Like the light said, it's nice.
I don't think, yeah.
Well,
why don't we let it explain itself?
it sort of makes this sort of gurgling noise that you sort of register a bit belatedly as, like, it humming and, like, thought it's considering. Before it says, "I can take light and make it mine." That seems to be the best you're going to get out of it.
My Discord cut out. What did it? I know what it does.
Yeah, well, you know what it does. I don't even
I
tell
know
you what it does.
but I want to know what it said.
Okay, it says, "I can take light and make it mine."
Okay. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Well, we've shown ours, Uncle Johiro. Would you mind showing us yours?
So it's just.
So the sort of goblin next to Joanne sort of, like, looks over at Johiro now at this sort of prompt. And Johiro, he kind of gives you a bit of a look, Angela. You're not sure if he appreciates your sass. But he sort of looks you all over for a second before sort of kind of from, like, the ground, sort of, like, around his feet. There's a sudden sort of change. You can sort of see it in, like, a circle around him. And you see these vines start to grow rapidly from the ground. I don't think any of you know a lot about flowers except for Joanne. It's a big flower, you know that. Specifically for our beautiful audience of us, they are hydrangeas. So they are very large flowers on these vines. The flowers are purple in color.
Pretty.
They are purple. There's a lot of them, notably. There's a lot of them. It seems like a pretty thick cluster of vines, and you sort of are watching them. They seem to move sort of with this mind of their own in a way a normal plant would not be able to. And they sort of grow and sort of surround Johiro in a surprisingly beautiful way that you would not expect from the guy that you're all terrified of. And he sort of gestures to it and says, "This is my stand."
You just summon some plants, some flowers.
Where's its face?
He sort of looks at you both like you're idiots before he says, "Not all
Just-
stands take on a humanoid form."
Yeah, plants don't typically have faces. It's just like, yeah, I know. I've lived with this man for 15 years.
Angelo like kind of like shoots a glance at Reigns and kind of like
Reigns just shrugs at you.
So what's it fucking do?
He considers before he says, "It finds things that are hidden."
Okay.
That's why you've never been able to lie to me even once in your life.
Jody looks like they don't understand.
He like looks at you and says very slowly, "When you lie, you are hiding the truth. So my stand tells me when you lie."
Oh. That's dumb.
He gives you a look that says, "Are you sure you want to continue to have this opinion?"
well. Okay.
Joanne's just like, he's really good at fighting it and stuff.
Must have been really good at hide and go seek when you were young.
What?
Jody said you must have been really good at hide and go seek when you were younger, Yujiro.
Shohiro considers before he says, "By the time I was using odds and ends, I was a little old for hide and go seek."
Yeah, if you're boring, I guess.
He sort of looks at you for a second, and then he promptly stops paying attention to you at all because you're a fucking idiot. He just sighs and says, "Well, it does make sense that you would have a stand journey. I have a stand, as does my brother."
What?
He just sighs and says, "Yes, Jotaro Kujo has a stand."
Fuck yeah, what's the stand do?
His stand is called Star Platinum, and it can stop time.
Like real shit?
He sort of looks at you and says, "Why would I lie?"
That's cool as fuck.
Yes, he used it to beat the ever-living shit out of a vampire that could also stop time. Anyway.
They're white. Hold on.
What?
Vampires?
You're aren't you?
Angelo, out of everyone here, you should be the most aware about vampires considering you practice Hamon.
I mean, well, like,
You
yeah, but as far as I know, vampires don't stop time.
Yes, well, that's not your typical vampire. This one had a stand.
Vampires can have stands?
I see this is going to take a while. Yes, vampires can have stands.
But they're all gone now, right? I mean, like, that's what Mom told me.
They're
Is that the
vampires? They're like real vampires?
Well, yeah, like long ago.
Angelo practices ham. What?
He just Joe
You know, my
looks at-
glowy thingy.
Jahir says, yes, have you not seen him literally, like, creating sparks from his hands all the time?
Well, but, you know, he does like hand tricks and stuff, like sleight of hand.
Well, he's also using a martial arts technique known as Haman, or the Ripple, and it allows him to channel the same energy inside his body as is radiated from the sun. Don't ask me to explain it anymore, because Rocky didn't.
Okay.
We're breaking the fourth wall a little.
That's my other
Angela's
ability.
crouch down and like poke one of the flowers of odds and ends.
I mean, your hand doesn't, like, touch it. It, like, phases through it because it's a stand.
Yeah.
And Joe Heroes, like, gives you a look and says, you can't touch it.
No, I know, but it like hydrangeas.
Yes, hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas.
That's what it resembles, yes.
Well, I guess at least it doesn't like talk.
Hey man,
Does it
leave
talk?
pieces alone.
My odds and ends
Look, man,
does
it's
not
weird.
talk. He sort of looks like
It's
he has
weird,
to
okay?
consider before he says, it is true that it is atypical of a stand to have its own wills, but a
And it's supposed to
stand
be
it
like
is
a
nonetheless.
manifestation of your. It's supposed to be like a manifestation of like your soul or something, right? So are you talking to yourself then?
Something like
No, I'm
that.
talking to.
Pieces seems a little bit like huffy that he's being referred to in such a way. And he just like leans over to Journey and says, I'm going to punch him.
No.
Yes, I'm doing
Talk
it.
about the monkeys. Leave him alone. I like it.
I'm going to punch his ridiculous bubble stand.
No, if you
That thing does
punch-
not
you
have any
punch
place next to me.
You punch the bubble man, and you're not getting your Pikachu keychain.
Fine, I'll punch the normal man.
No, you're not. You punch the normal man, and I'm taking a Pikachu keychain.
Pieces like looks at you for a long moment and then starts to like wind a fist back.
No. Pieces. Think of a Pikachu.
You do not
I
own
light
me,
one of your
Journey.
I will light one of your plushies on fire.
You will not!
Yeah.
Irene will shout at you if you do that.
We'll do it. We'll take it. And we'll go to the park. And we'll lay it on
No,
fire
I will
there,
sooner end the both of us before I allow you to touch my precious prized Pikachu plushie.
Well, then you better not punch Angelo, or I guess you're gonna have to end both of us.
Is it worth it? No, not today. Soon, he says, looking at Angelo. Behind you, you just hear Johiro go, okay.
It's just like,
Angelo gestures at what just happened, like.
Tran kind of is looking at it like, you have a name?
It seems like it has to consider the question, for it says, oh, light.
Oh.
Okay.
Your stand
Alright.
is sort of like looking at you for a second, and it starts to like reach a hand up at you.
Joanne's instinct is going to be to pull away.
You pull away, but its arm is really long. It's still reaching for you.
What does it do?
Jahira is sort of just observing you for a minute here.
I'm fucking scared. This thing is creepy. Fuck.
Yeah, this isn't gonna help because it just sort of like reaches its hand up and like traces like two of its fingers like across like your face, and it just says very like sincerely, "I'm so glad we're finally together, Joanne."
Oh my goodness.
You finally accepted me into your heart. Don't leave me alone again, Joanne.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're attached to me, so that'd be pretty hard to do.
Angela's gonna look over to Reigns and mouth the I hate it.
He sort of puts up a hand and mouths back, "What the fuck?"
Journey will say, "Hey, Joanne, that thing's fucked up." So we're all on the same page.
Zahiro's sort of giving you like a concerned look, but just says, "As long as it's not hurting anybody, it should be fine."
Angela's gonna look at Journey and be like, and yours is trying to kill me, so.
He's nice when you get to know him, kind of.
I am not nice! I am going to rule this entire plane of existence with an iron fist!
No, you're not. We're gonna go get Taco Bell, and that's and go to sleep.
Yes, Taco Bell!
I don't tacos right now. So
Hero kind of
that's not an option.
sighs, and he says, "Let's just clean up the kitchen. I'm sure you've all had an eventful night, and I'm sure it will take some getting used to for you, Joanne, to accept your new stand." He sort of like looks between all of you and says, "I think you should go home."
Yeah, it is getting pretty late. Angela's gonna kind of like look over to Rain and like gesture if he wants to like also go with him.
Rains kind of considers, sort of glancing between you and Johiro for a second before he comes over to you.
Journey looks offended by this.
Rains,
Angelo doesn't notice.
yeah, Rains isn't really paying attention. He just sort of like pats your like shoulder a little and's like, "Yeah, I'll walk you home."
Journey looks very offended by this.
Does Joanne notice that Jordy looks like they're about to have a connection?
I mean, they're not hiding it, I don't think.
No.
It's just like I know guys are going to talk about you to get the tacos. You got a $5 in my wallet. You want that to get tacos?
Show me your wallet.
Huh?
Show me your wallet. Journey will take the whole wallet.
So you take the whole wallet, and then all of a sudden you feel this like stinging in your hands, and you realize that Odds and Ends has just slapped both of your hands really fucking hard.
Hey!
Hard enough that like you drop the wallet. Sort of, you look over at your hero to like yell "hey" at him, and he just sort of has his arms crossed and is like, "Maybe think about it next time before you try to steal from my daughter in my own home."
She offered me $5.
then she can take $5 from her wallet and give it to you.
Yeah, whatever.
Joanne just like picks up the wallet, pulls out the 5. Don't. Just. Yeah.
I'll take the $5.
Your hero screams internally because every time he tries to give you like $20, you won't take it. But you will thieve his daughter's wallet. You nasty little person! And he just sighs and says, "Do you want me to drive you to Taco Bell?"
How far away is Taco Bell? I don't care.
Like,
how
a bit of
far
a
is
ways.
Taco
It's a bit of a ways.
Yeah, whatever. I guess you can drive me to Taco Bell.
He just, like, sighs and says, "Joanne, get your things. We'll stop by Wendy's."
Okay. Joanne will go for her purse and her. She's already got her wallet, but like.
So you get your shit
What
to go
time
get
of
some
year is
Wendy's.
it? What time of year is it?
It's like, we'll say it's like March, so it's like livable in Montana.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's inhabitable.
Then she
Alright.
won't get a jacket.
Well, I mean, it's Montana. You'll probably still want a jacket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. She goes for her jacket, and then she pauses a second. She's like, "I'm gonna clean my face first."
Okay. Hiro sort of looks at you and then shrugs his shoulders, and doesn't say anything. Is Angela just like headed out with Reigns? Like,
Yeah, he'll be like, all right, well, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Angelo.
Reigns sort of like gives like a half-hearted wave, but it's not really. His heart's not in it. He and Journey don't really get along, and Hiro is scary.
Will glare at.
He sort of gives you just like an
Angelo just kind of, like,
exasperated
smiles
look.
See you, Journey.
So yeah, you walk out with Reigns.
Yeah. And then
Since he's there,
gonna be
nothing
like,
horrible will happen to you.
mm-hmm. He's gonna be, Angela's gonna be like, well, guess we haven't eaten yet. I mean, there's Subway's on the way.
He kind of shrugs and says, "Yeah, Subway works for me."
All right. My treat.
He kind of snorts and says, "Good."
I mean, I did. Well, I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I mean, I did ask you to come, so.
Yeah, never going to one of your Taco Tuesdays again.
To be fair, if all that didn't happen, like, Joanne's tacos are really good.
Kind of shrugs and says, "You have no evidence to back up that claim."
Well, not anymore, but like, maybe next time you'll get to try one.
He kind of shrugs and says, "You'll have to convince me."
Fair enough.
He sort of snorts before he says, "You know, you held it together pretty well back there, all things considered. I mean, considering the first time you saw Unhappy Refrain, you nearly pissed yourself. That was definitely improvement."
Well, you know, what can I say? Put up a good fight, especially in front of the gang.
Kind of snorts like a little harder and is like, "Yeah. Good luck explaining that."
Don't drink the Code Red Mountain Dew.
So it looks like he's thinking before he says, "But the green-haired one had some of the Code Red Mountain Dew. Nothing bad happened to him."
I'll figure it out.
He He kind of shrugs and says,
Maybe
well, whatever you decide, as long as I get Subway, I don't care.
Reigns,
Mm-hmm.
I hate talking stands.
He kind of nods a little and says, yep, that was creepy. That was creepy, and they're both crazed. One of them wants to destroy seemingly everything, and the other one was a horrible goblin creature. I never want to go through that again.
Three other stands in one day.
I'm just
I'm
surprised
gonna
you
pass
didn't
it when I
know
get
about
home.
Mr. Cujo.
No, not at all. To be honest, I just thought you and I had stands.
He just shakes his head a little and says, no, but apparently stand users are drawn to each other, so I guess that explains that.
That's right. Inconvenient.
He kind of shrugs and says, I'm just surprised you didn't figure it out sooner. I mean, Mr. Cujo is kind of a big deal at the Speedwagon Foundation.
I mean, yeah, but I only discovered that stands a year ago.
Hence why I'm so surprised. I mean, you've had a whole year to figure this out. Aren't you supposed to be the smart one? Guess not. Some fun banter with Reigns while they go to have a dinner date, question mark. Buy you Subway, please hang out with me.
I love Pieces a lot.
He's so stupid.
I love arguing with Pieces.
You threaten his collection. Oh. He died.
He kind of. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Sorry about
No, you good.
that. Sorry. What was it? What was happening?
Reigns was making fun of you.
Oh, yes.
You said you've only known about stands for like a year, and he said, yeah, you've known about it for a whole year. I thought you would have figured it out by now. Aren't you supposed to be the smart one? You know, encouraging stuff.
Then out until today. Angela just kind of shrugs.
Reigns shrugs back at you. He sort of looks like he has to consider before he says, I mean, it's getting pretty late, and we're walking. Do you want to just, crash in my apartment or something?
Mom's probably gonna be mad if I don't show up.
Okay,
So
I can
I'll
walk you
pass.
home.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, but you walking yourself home is just about the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
Did Unhappy Refrain tell you that?
He kind of glances to the side a bit awkwardly and is like, I'm still not used to people being able to see that. But yes.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway, buy me Subway.
Yeah.
So you go have a dinner date with Rains and you bring him home to meet your mommy.
Mhm.
So
Journey
you,
like fumes in the distance.
Yeah.
Journey, you feel a disturbance?
The Journey is upset about the fact that Rains walked Angela home like the entire time Hero is driving them to get fucking Taco Bell.
Are they just like simmering or are they like bitching out loud?
They're just like simmering. They're like, fuck, I'm gonna call Dextra and tell her about this bullshit.
Okay, you call Dextra.
Well, they're gonna call Dexter when they get home with Taco Bell, not like in
Okay.
Joe Hero's car.
So Joe Hero gets you Taco Bell, and then they go through the Wendy's drive-thru, and then he drops you off at home, where, you know, Irene is like, you know, like passed out, like on the futon because she's worked a hard day.
Journey will try and be like quiet, like, come into the house quietly to not wake up their mom when they like go upstairs.
So you come in, and then you move a little bit too much to the left, and then your Taco Bell bag just goes like crunch, crunch, crunch. It's like. And Irene like sits up, like she like jolts, like, oh, Journey, it's just you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you scared
Didn't
the
mean to
shit
wake you
out of me.
up. I'm sorry.
It's like 9 p.m.
Well, you know, is it Joanne's? Hero, drop me off, Uncle Hero. You know,
Okay, what do you have?
some Taco Bell.
Okay. Did you
Sorry,
have a
I
good
should
day
have
at
climbed
school?
in through the window. Yeah, it was alright.
Okay. Wait, what?
What?
What'd you say?
Don't worry about it.
All right, honey. Why don't you head up to your bedroom? I'll get you some napkins for your Taco Bell.
I mean, if you want to sleep, I can get them for myself. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm getting up, she says as she's not getting up. She's slowly passing back out.
It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
By the time you finish that sentence, she is gone. Irene is a
So
busy woman.
Like, both of Irene, Pearson, Jody will need napkins. Just Taco Bell. Just Taco Bell. They will attempt to go upstairs as quietly as possible.
Roll me stealth. We'll see if you tromp up the stairs or not.
Okay.
Shit.
Jordan drops the bag, has to pick it back up.
That's what your journey up the stairs sounds like.
They'll go up the stairs like halfway really loudly, and then they'll just be like, hey, pieces.
What?
Pieces.
What do you
Hey,
want?
will you carry me upstairs?
No.
Please, come on. My mom's worked all day. I don't want to wake her up.
I also work all day dealing with your shit, but I
No,
don't get
you
to
don't.
rest at the
You
end of the day.
Unemployed. We're about to go to sleep after we eat Taco Bell. I got Taco Bell. See Taco Bell.
We did get Taco Bell, which I do like. I like Taco Bell. Fine, I will carry you up the stairs as long as I get Taco Bell.
Yes, you get Taco Bell.
So Pieces scoops you up like fireman carry and carries you up the stairs silently as you, seemingly to Irene, if she were conscious, float up the stairs. You hit your bed, where Pieces dumps you and then like immediately goes for the Taco Bell bag and has himself a taco.
So Journey will eat Taco Bell and then call Dextra.
Okay, you called Dextra. Which I'm sure she's eager to hear from you after your breakdown you had earlier.
Break down.
Breakdown. So she'll pick up, you know.
Dextra.
Journey, are you crying?
Angelo will come with frames instead of me.
I mean, no offense, but after that little stunt you pulled, I'm not surprised.
No, listen. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening. Like, I'm listening. Just, like, also worried about you.
She was just too much Mountain Dew, you know?
Roll deceive, please. Well, there's always the chance she could do worse. Somehow. I mean, if you want to pop a fate point, I won't stop you.
I don't think Jordy like cares enough about
Hang on.
about it.
Let's see. That's a success of style. So, you say that, and you hear Dexter just sigh on the other end of the phone and say, you know, Journey, if there's ever something going on, you can just, like, tell me, you know? I mean, it wasn't the Mountain Dew. Something was happening.
Yeah, but kid, just don't worry about it, you know.
I'm worrying about it because you were shouting at nothing, Journey. You were yelling at thin air. It was a little creepy. I'm telling you this because I love you very much as my good friend. I mean, you might have just, like, freaked him out.
Maybe, yeah. Listen, I've had a day. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you did have a day. You had a pretty weird day.
I had a pretty weird day. Yeah.
I'm sorry that Reigns walked Angelo home. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. Should fight him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely would win. And, like, that
I
would show
would.
Angelo that, like, you'd be good at protecting him from danger.
Right? Like, I could walk him home.
Yeah, you could walk him home. He doesn't need Reigns to do it.
You're back
Yeah.
I need to grab some Pepto.
Okay. So, like, all I'm saying is, like, I know you've been doing the flexing, but I don't think the flexing's gonna work anymore. I think you gotta, like, take it a step further. Just, like, challenge Reigns to a fight.
You know what? I think you're right. Like, what do I have to lose? You know?
Yeah, you don't have anything to lose because you're gonna win.
I can take Reigns.
Yeah, you can take Reigns. He's like a little twig.
I can snap him in half. I can take
Yeah, you can
Reigns
snap
with
him in
one
half
hand
like it's
tied behind my
nothing.
back. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's fine. And once you beat him up, Angela will realize, you know, like, you are clearly, like, the superior specimen.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Mm-hmm. Have I ever been wrong?
No, never.
Exactly. So you
Well.
you gear up, you challenge Reigns to a fight, you got this special guy.
Special guy.
Sucks we didn't get to play Mario Kart, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can always, like, hang out at my house, like, tomorrow afternoon or whatever.
Okay, I'll come in through the window like usual.
Yeah. Maybe we,
Okay.
like, skip class after lunch.
Not a bad idea. Oh, you can skip class and then punch Reigns.
Yeah, we could punch Reigns and then go play Mario Kart.
Sounds great.
Maybe get some lunch.
Lunch, yes.
Oh, we have to go to GameStop. They put out a new Pikachu keychain. I need to get.
They did?
Yeah, it's the old fat Pikachu. You know?
Ooh, fat Pikachu. Yeah, we're stealing it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
of
good.
course.
I didn't like the implication there that we were gonna go, like, get it, like, pay for it. I didn't like that.
No,
I'm never giving
Would
GameStop money.
no, me either. We have to be careful because I think they're still on guard from when I got the Switch. So
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty, like, big one for us. I mean, yeah.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Well, we've done worse.
We should
Should I,
outrun the cops.
Should I get Celia in on it, or, like, or is this just sort of like an us day?
You know what? I think I need an us day extra.
No, I get it, Journey. It'll be an us day.
Alright, well, I got some Taco Bell. I'm gonna like shove that in my mouth and pass out.
Okay,
So-
have a good time, Journey. I'll see you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
She like loudly smorches like the receiver so that you like get a dextra smorch of friendship, and she
Journey will loudly smorch the receiver back.
and she hangs up on you after that. Pieces is disgustingly consuming this fucking taco like his life depends on it, even though he doesn't have to eat. You got him like the like grilled steak taco. It's got like the soft shell. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's tasty. Probably. I don't get Taco Bell personally. I just know that they have steak as an option, and he would want that.
I only ever get the Crunchwrap Supreme when I go to Taco Bell, so
Fair enough. So you enjoy your Taco Bell, and then you have yourself a pass out.
Alright.
Joanne, you head home with your Wendy's, which you and your dad eat in relative silence as usual.
Yeah.
He is available to talk to, but Joanne's had a bit of a day.
Yeah, Joanne's had a time, and I don't think she wants her dad to worry about her, despite the fact that she's completely freaked. I mean, she's calmed down a little, but she's just like, okay, the light is over there.
Yeah, Olight's sort of crouched in the corner of the, like, you're sitting on the couch eating your Wendy's, and then, like, 2 cushions down, there's Olight sort of crouched, like, with its, like, head between its knees, sort of watching you. You're eating, and you just hear it say to you, "Can I have a French fry?"
Sure, like, I'm not that hungry, so you can just have my fries.
So it's like reaches out its big skeletal hand and like takes your large fries in one of its hands and just sort of like unhinges that like maw full of teeth and just dumps the fries into there, closes its mouth, puts the little like it has like a little like cup thing, and it sort of looks at the cup thing before it eats that too.
I don't think the cup thing is healthy. I don't think you should eat that.
It's too late.
You'll know for next time.
Yes. Next time, Joanne. Chihiro is sort of watching this interaction with this sort of vibe of like, okay. He seems like he's not sure what to quite make of this.
I don't think Joanne knows what to make of this.
Eventually, after like watching you long enough, Alight will sort of like crawl on like its hands and knees, just like over to you and just sit really close.
What you doing?
Watching.
I don't think I'm that interesting. I'm just eating a cheeseburger.
It just sort of like pets you again with one large hand and says, "But we've never eaten together before, Joanne. It's a big day." I've missed you.
I don't think we've ever met.
I've been with you since you were small.
Does Joanne have any memories of Alight from when she was little?
No, you don't remember this thing. But it
This is like,
seems pretty, like, intense about, like, yep, I've been here the whole goddamn time.
Joyce is like, oh, okay, I could put on some music or something if you're bored.
I'm not bored.
Okay. She kind of glances at Johiro like, ah.
You know, a light will just sort of watch you until you, stop doing things.
Okay.
So that's what your evening is like.
Joanne is just like, sorry about the mess, Dad.
He sort of shrugs his shoulders and says, "It's less of a mess than what happened when my brother discovered his stand, so I can't be mad."
Okay,
He got arrested.
alright, I did not get arrested, so that's good.
He nods and, like, takes a bite of his food. I don't know what he gets from Wendy's. I didn't think this far ahead. I don't know what Wendy's offers.
Boy goods.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah, they got some pretty good salads.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? He got a salad. He's having himself a salad. So you eat, you sort of hang out for like 30 minutes, and you're like, well, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm a normal person, and a light will follow you the whole time, and it's awful.
Ezra, I talked.
You did, and then you did tell him you were going to do that, and then you promptly were like, well, Wendy's time.
Joanne just kind of like, when she gets to her room, like, quickly texts Ezra, sorry, Dad got home and, I've been having a day.
He just gives you like the thumbs up emoji and says, I understand.
Yeah, the day was pretty fucking weird.
He sort of considers, you think, from the like long pause before you get the message back of like, well, that just means tomorrow's gonna be better, right?
I guess. Also, I was knocked unconscious today, so that's...
You were what?
She takes my journey kinda, you know, it's complicated, and I don't know if I could really explain this over text.
He just like, there's a pause before you say, you see the message, you should stop by sometime.
Yeah, okay. I think... I'm not saying we should roleplay this now, because Rem's gotta go, but like...
Ew.
I'm tempted to see if Joanne, like, sneaks out the window.
Well, we'll see if Olight will let you do that or if it'll be obnoxious. So alright, good first session, fellas. We got
Alright.
through Taco Tuesday.
Yeah!
Yay! Taco Tuesday.